Good evening and welcome inside FirstEnergy Stadium for tonight's pregame show as we get set for game number 3 of 6 between the Reading Fightin Phils and the Akron RubberDucks, the AA affiliate of the Cleveland Guardians. I'm Jake Starr. I'll be joined by my broadcast partner Bob McCool in just a couple of moments as we get set to preview this third matchup between the Fightin Phils and RubberDucks. Well, for the first two, the teams have split it. Reading an 11-9 victory in a pretty wacky and wild game on Tuesday night. And the RubberDucks responded with a 6-4 win in what was also a pretty wacky and wild game on Wednesday night. Fightin Phils led 1-0 pretty much throughout after Griff McGarry gave them 6 shutout innings, striking out a AA high 12 batters. But it was a 2-out triple in the 8th inning last night by Jake Fox, a wild pitch thrown by Tristan Garnett, which tied the game. Game stayed tied through the 9th, and then the RubberDucks scored 5 in the top of the 10th. And Reading, to their credit, they kept fighting. They rallied. They scored 3 in the bottom of the inning. Had a chance to win the game late, but a late flyout by Paul McIntosh put an end to any potential comeback bid by the Fightin Phils. So on to Thursday night. Usually it would be a throwback Thursday, but tonight it is not. The Fightin Phils will transform to the Malmo Oat Milkers, the 121st minor league team. And we'll have a lot more on just who the Oat Milkers are and what it means throughout tonight's game and our broadcast. Esty Benzone Jimenez gets the ball for the Fightin Phils. He's coming off a season and career high 10 strikeouts. Rodney Boone, the lefty, gets the ball for Akron tonight, making his second start since coming off the injured list. That's our matchup on the mound tonight, and it gets underway in about 13 minutes' time. We're going to take our first timeout on tonight's pregame show. When we come back, it's part 2 of our conversation with Fightin Phils manager Al Federique. That's coming up when our pregame show rolls on after this. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth here at FirstEnergy Stadium as our pregame show rolls into its final segment tonight. Jake Starr, Bob McCool, appreciate you spending part of your Thursday evening with us, the Fightin' Phils, and the RubberDucks a couple of moments away from first pitch. Well, Bob, welcome you in here. Reading got great starting pitching last night from Griff McGarry. The bats, though, just couldn't really generate enough to grow that lead, so Akron able to come back eventually, take the extra inning victory. But it's Esteban Jimenez who gets the ball tonight for the Phils. And it's been a bit of a mixed bag this year for Jimenez so far. Last time out it was 6 innings, 3 runs, struck out a career-high 10 batters. So, look, you'll take that. If Jimenez can go out and give you a quality start tonight, 6 innings, 3 runs, I think it puts you in a shot to win this ball game.
Yeah, he's been an interesting story because when he came up from Jersey Shore, we kind of expected it to be some early jitters. He didn't overpower anybody in his time at Jersey Shore, but again, he's morphing himself into becoming a starting pitcher. He was in the bullpen more than he was a starter at Jersey Shore, but he's getting the ball every 5th day as a member of this rotation with Reading, and I think he's kind of settling into that role a little bit more and getting a little bit more comfortable with it. But it's about throwing strikes and keeping the ball in the ballpark. And if he can do those 2 things, well, a lot of people will get a lot of wins. But I think that's obviously going to be the key for Esteban Jimenez tonight in terms of just keeping his composure against the battle-tested Akron team.
So again tonight, the Fightin' Phils are playing as the Malmo Oat Milkers. It's the second time the Phils have played as the Oat Milkers. They also played as the Oat Milkers a year ago today, August 14th of last year. It was a 5-4 win against New Hampshire. So while we wait for the Phils to take the field, a little bit more on just what the Oat Milkers are and who they are. They're the 121st minor league baseball team, which is in conjunction with MLB's partnership with Oatly. Oatly is a company that makes oat milk. I feel like that's kind of explained in the name, Malmo Oat Milkers. Oatly, they made ice cream, milk, a whole bunch of different products. Malmo is located in Sweden. That's where the Oatly headquarters are. So far this year, the Oat Milkers, well, they posted a winning record last year. This season, not so much, 42-54. So the Fightin' Phils will try to make it win number 43 tonight. Actually, ironically enough, I looked at this earlier today, Bob. One of the other teams playing as the Oat Milkers tonight is Springfield. They're the AA affiliate of the Cardinals. Their opponent tonight, the Wichita Wind Surge, the new home of Hendry Mendez. How about that for a little irony?
How about there you go. Good to see Hendry Mendez. Wish him the best of luck. He's made himself into a really solid ball player. His season here in Reading was something special. I don't know that he was a major player in terms of a prospect when the season began, but he certainly has made himself into one. Just very consistent hitter, and wish him the best of luck.
So the Reading Fightin' Phils playing as the Malmo Oat Milkers tonight have taken the field, and that'll wrap up tonight's pregame show. We'll step aside for the national anthem, and when we come back, Bob McCool's got lineups and first pitch for game number 3 between the Fightin' Phils and the RubberDucks.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to FirstEnergy Stadium. We are about to begin Game 3 of the 6-game homestand for the Reading Fightin' Phils as they host the Akron RubberDucks. Reading won Game 1, Akron won Game 2, and so we'll see who gets the lead after tonight's game is over with. The RubberDucks come in at 20-21 overall. The Fightin' Phils at 19-22. At 19-22 right now, the Phils occupy the 4th place spot in the Northeast standings of the Eastern League. That is 8.5 games behind Binghamton, who is right now well ahead of the pack in a lot of ways. And, of course, they are the first half champions. So if you really think about it, it's the 2nd place that is the interesting piece, because with Binghamton already solidifying the first half title, the winner of the second half title would make their way into the playoffs. Right now is occupied by Somerset. They are 3.5 games behind Binghamton, and therefore 5 games ahead of the Fightin' Phils. So that's really the chase right now for Reading. And the RubberDucks are at 20-21, are in 5th place in the Southwest Division, but they are only 3 games behind first place Altoona. Here is the starting lineup for the RubberDucks. Guy Lipscomb is in the lineup tonight for the first time in this series, and he is leading off and playing in left field. Angel Hano is batting second and playing shortstop. Alfonso Rosario bats third and is in center field. Jacob Cozart is the cleanup hitter and the catcher. Joe Lampe is in right field tonight, batting fifth. Cameron Barstad is the 6th-hole hitter and the designated hitter. Tyrese Turner bats seventh at third base. Jonah Advincula is the 8-hole hitter at first base, and Kyle Dernetti, the 9-hole hitter, is at second base. That lineup facing right-hander for the Fightin' Phils, Estebenzon Jimenez.
9th AA start for Jimenez, 2-3, a 5.58 ERA, 40 and a third innings pitched, 41 hits, 16 walks, 36 strikeouts.
Our first pitch delivered at 7:03 is lifted into center field. Dylan Campbell will have the opportunity to drift over a couple of steps, and 1 pitch and 1 out. The first pitch delivered at 7:03. First out recorded at 7:04, and we are rolling at FirstEnergy Stadium under partly sunny skies and a humid temperature night tonight at 84 degrees. Not much of a wind at all. The American flag on top of the center field roof of the Redners Event Center pretty still right now, as the second pitch is swung on as well from Jimenez, and it's from Angel Hano, who fouls it straight back. Hano, 249 on the season, 1 home run and 24 RBIs. He's 3 for 9 in the series. He swings at the third pitch and rips this one into right field just outside the glove of a diving Zach Arnold, and now has his 4th hit of the series. He is a 1-out base runner.
Well, clearly something in the scouting report the RubberDucks liked when they're looking at Estebenzon Jimenez, because they've come out swinging. 3 pitches, 3 swings by Akron so far. So let's see if Rosario's swinging at the first pitch. I'm willing to bet if it's in the zone, he's going to give it a hack.
Alfonso Rosario hitting at 154, just 1 for 9 so far in this series. And he does not swing at the first pitch as it's in the dirt. Good block by Paul McIntosh. The defense behind Jimenez. Cade Fergus is in left field. Dylan Campbell in center. Bryson Ware in right. Zach Arnold, as we said, is at first base. Eric Brito at second. Aiden Miller at short. Carson DiMartini is at third. And as I said, Paul McIntosh behind the plate. The 1-0 pitch. He does swing at it. Hopper to Aiden Miller. Flips to second to Brito for 1. The relay is in time. And that will do it on the 6-4-3 double play. That quickly, the first inning comes to an end for the Ducks. No runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. When we go back to Baseball Town, the home team bats for the first time tonight. Here's tonight's Fightin' Phils, the starting lineup presented by Golden Oaks Landscaping. Aiden Miller back in leadoff spot at shortstop, followed by Carson DiMartini at third. Felix Reyes is the designated hitter tonight and batting third. Paul McIntosh, the catcher, bats cleanup. Dylan Campbell bats fifth in center field. First baseman Zach Arnold bats sixth. Bryson Ware in right field and batting seventh. Eric Brito bats 8th at second base, and left fielder Cade Fergus bats 9th. That lineup facing left-handed pitcher Rodney Boone for the RubberDucks.
First lefty of the week for Akron, which also means that it's a very righty-heavy lineup. 8 of the 9 are righties tonight. Boone making his 17th start, 6-3 record, 1.85 ERA, 73 innings pitched, 50 hits allowed, 20 walks, 65 strikeouts. Opponents hitting 190 against Rodney Boone this year, making his second appearance since coming off the injured list.
So Aiden Miller looking for his first hit of this series as he stands in, and he'll take the first pitch up high for a ball. Miller 0 for 9 in the series after winning the Eastern League Player of the Week last week with his .385 batting average in the 5 straight wins to finish off the New Hampshire series for the Fightin' Phils. 1-0 pitch, swings at this one with a healthy cut, comes up empty. It's 1-1. 9 home runs, 29 RBIs for Miller, 17 doubles to go along with it. Did hit the ball hard last night at one point in time with a line drive right at second base, but no hits to show for it. 1-1 pitch coming. And that's up high. It's 2-1. Boone, a 25-year-old lefty from San Francisco, California. Drafted by the Cleveland Guardians in 2021 in the 8th round. Comes and gets the breaking ball over here, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Aiden Miller. Boone made 7 starts last year for Akron as he bounces that one up there. Miller's now in a 3 balls and 2 strike count.
Well, at the very least, it's a successful first plate appearance for Miller. It's going to be a quality at-bat, doing what a leadoff hitter should do, and that's see a lot of pitches. And see what Miller does here after 3-2.
It's way outside ball 4, so Aiden Miller works the walk. And obviously, the RubberDucks will have to pay attention to Aiden Miller on the base pass as he's run wild on those base pass in 2025. So, as Jake said, only one left-handed hitter in the Fightin' Phils lineup tonight, and that's Carson DiMartini as he stands in with Miller at first base. And a breaking ball is fouled out of play by DiMartini.
You know, kind of to build on what I was saying about the quality at bat and the walk Miller works there. Matt Gelb from The Athletic was out here on Tuesday, put out a story on Aiden Miller today. One of the little quips or stories that were told in that article, I'll come back to that in a moment.
Miller takes off, pitches down low. The throw down is on target, and Aiden Miller is gunned down. Fine throw by Jacob Cozart, and Angel Henao puts on the tag, and Miller caught stealing for out number 1.
It was a game where Miller, I don't think, had any hits, but still made some nice plays in the field and contributed elsewhere. And he texted one of the Phillies developmental rovers, and he said, hey, like, I was a winning player today. And it's kind of one of those things that as he gets older, he understands, hey, I might not get hits, but what can I do otherwise that's going to help my team win? 1-1
pitch to DiMartini is a slider that's there for a called strike. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Carson DiMartini. Base is now empty, 1 out. This bottom half of the first inning. And that's up high. The count is 2 balls and 2 strikes to DiMartini. DiMartini at 225 on the season. He's got 9 doubles, 2 home runs, and 19 RBI since his call up from Jersey Shore. 3 hits so far in the series, and rolls one towards the right side of the infield, scooped up by the second baseman, Dernetti. He'll make the throw to first base in time for out number 2. And here is the rest of the defense. Kai Lipscomb is in left field. Alfonso Rosario is in center. Joe Lampe is in right. Jonah Advincula is at first base. As we mentioned, Kyle Dernetti, who just made that play at second. Angel Henao is at shortstop. Tyrese Turner is at third. And Jacob Cozart, who threw out Aiden Miller in that base-stealing attempt, is behind the plate. Here is Felix Reyes. And he swings at the first pitch. It's a rope into left center field. It's over the head of Lipscomb and off the base of the fence. Reyes hustling his way towards second base. The throw is not in time as Reyes avoids the tag. And Felix Reyes in with his double with 2 outs.
Yeah, that was close because it kind of nestled at the bottom of that wall. And Lipscomb did a good job getting it and getting it in. Reyes kind of hesitated coming around first to second base. And it's an Akron team that they're really good in the outfield at getting runners out. They are 4th in the Eastern League in outfield assists this year. They got 23. They almost picked up number 24 right there if it wasn't for a great slide by Felix Reyes.
Double number 21 for Felix Reyes at second base with 2 outs for Paul McIntosh. McIntosh at 0 for 5 night last night. And he swings at the first pitch, comes up empty. McIntosh DH last night. Behind the plate tonight, Caleb Ricketts getting the night off. Ricketts swinging a hot bat through the first 2 games in this series. McIntosh trying to get back on track. And he drives this one deep to left field. Lipscomb will turn and say goodbye. Paul McIntosh with a drive onto the Seidel Auto Group deck, and the Fightin Phils draw first blood. It's 2-0.
Well, if there's somebody who needed that right now, it was Paul McIntosh. He was 3 for his last 40, and he deposits one deep into the Seidel Auto Group deck, 351 feet, left about at 108 miles per hour, and he puts the Oat Milkers on top 2-0. And hopefully for McIntosh, that kind of helps him regain that form that we saw for much of June and July when he had that 18-game on-base streak.
7th of the year for McIntosh, RBI number 30 and 31. And that will bring Dylan Campbell to the plate. And the first pitch to Campbell is down low for a ball. That is the 5th home run surrendered only for Rodney Boone, and this is his 17th start of the season. 1-0 pitch to Campbell. He lifts this one into shallow center field, falling fast, and will drop for a base hit as Rosario comes in and gets it and picks it up on a hop. 3 straight hits for the Fightin Phils.
And you wonder just how deep into this game Boone's going to be able to go. He lasted just 2 innings in his last start through 27 pitches against Chesapeake. That was his first game off the injured list with a left bicep strain. So look, anything with that arm they're going to be really careful about. So, I'm sure maybe 3 innings was the thought tonight, but I don't know, we'll have to see.
Zach Arnold now the hitter. After a good night on Tuesday, rough night last night for Arnold. And he rolls this one towards shortstop. Hanau will flip to second base in time for the 3rd and final out of inning number 1. But it's a good one. The Fightin Phils, they put 2 runs across. They do it on 3 hits. There were no errors, and 1 man left. We have completed 1. And the Fightin Phils are atop of Akron 2-0. Welcome back to FirstEnergy Stadium. Fightin Phils jump out on top 2-0 on the Paul McIntosh home run. And Estebanzon Jimenez back out on the mound for the Fightin Phils. He'll face 4, 5, and 6 due up for the RubberDucks. That's Jacob Cozart, Joe Lampe, and Cameron Barstad. And tonight I am joined in the booth for this inning by Nick Schmidt, Operations and Community Engagement Administrator at Riverfront Federal Credit Union, one of the great sponsors here at FirstEnergy Stadium, one of our fireworks sponsors as well for tonight. So, Nick, first and foremost, welcome to the broadcast booth here at FirstEnergy Stadium. Appreciate you taking some time out, and how you enjoying the ball game with your crew from Riverfront so far tonight.
We are having a blast, absolute blast out here. Thanks for having me up here, Bob. Yeah, we're out here at the 67 Club. Got about 60, 65 of us out here hanging out, watching the ball game, enjoying the weather, and couldn't be happier right now. Love being here.
1 ball and 1 strike to Jacob Cozart as Jimenez delivers at the letters for a called strike 2. Riverfront Credit Union has been around this community for a long time, and it continues to grow. It continues to build. I know you've opened up a whole new operations center over in Spring Township. As this a little soft belt liner to Eric Brito. He caught it in the air, but just to be sure, he'll flip it to first base for out number 1. But a little bit how all of that has continued to develop and evolve, and Riverfront Credit Union evolving along with it.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a Queen's Cafe over there on our first floor, so make sure you stop on by, see our brand new state-of-the-art branch, and, have a coffee on us at Queen's Cafe.
That sounds like a pretty good deal right there.
You know it.
So the credit union aspect of things. I mean, credit unions as a line drive into left field off the bat of Joe Lampe. One hop fielded by Cade Fergus, 1-out single. And the second hit of the night for the RubberDucks as Lampe's on board for Cameron Barstad. But for those who don't know, I mean, credit unions have become a bigger and bigger piece of the financial institution. But for the most part, if you wish to be a member of a credit union, you can be a member of a credit union.
Absolutely, yeah. You just need to live, work, and worship in Berks County. And, we're going to take really good care of you. There's those bigger financial institutions out there. They're a little bit more expensive. They have that overhead. But if you're, banking with a local credit union like ours, we're going to take good care of you. Fees are going to be low. Interest rates are going to be low. And all the money's going back to the community.
1 ball and no strikes to Barstad as Jimenez takes a look over at first. And the pitch is lifted down the left field line, but slicing foul. Fergus gave up on it, but it does ultimately reach the first row of seats along the left field grandstand. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Cameron Barstad. Again, a man on first base, 1 out, top half of the second inning with the Phils on top 2-0. And obviously, Nick, you certainly feel like what you guys have to offer differentiates between other credit unions. And from your perspective and the hometown feel from you, what do you think is what separates Riverfront from the others?
Oh, that's an easy one. So actually, we're a digital forward credit union. So one of the coolest things about us is we're not trying to build a million branches. We're trying to give you all the services that you need on a digital platform, to get that next generation in and make sure that they're taking care of their community too.
When you say that in terms of getting the next generation in, there's probably a lot of aspects of the thought process of the bank and the credit union maybe not being something that the next generation is even not only thinking about, but just maybe not even in their conscious as to what to do. So that's really what you're trying to do, is just to try to make sure that they do realize that maybe you don't want a checking account, but there's certainly something else that you may want.
Exactly. Maybe you want, to be part of an organization that gives back to the community, right? And that's really important right
Here's
now.
a chopper to Brito. He flips to second for 1. The relay is not in time as Barstad beats it out at first base. So he's safe at first. Fielder's choice. Lampe's out at second for out number 2 in the inning. Barstad at first base with now 1 out in this second inning. That'll bring up Tyrese Turner, hitting at .211 on the season. And so at this point in time, as Riverfront continues to grow, how many employees now occupy the Riverfront Federal Credit Union?
We're holding just about 60 strong. We're looking to bring on a couple more people here. We're still growing steadily. And, so if anybody's interested, we've got great volunteer opportunities, great internship opportunities, and, we'd love to get connected with the local colleges and the local high schools, too.
And if that's the case, if somebody's interested in that, how do they go about doing it?
Just reach out to us. Head on over to our website, riverfrontfcu.org. My contact information's out there, but just in case anybody's interested, that's nschmidt@riverfrontfcu.org.
Here's one lifted into left field, and Cade Fergus has an easy play at it, and that will take care of the RubberDucks here in the second inning. For Akron, no runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We're through an inning and a half. It's 2-0 Fightin Phils on top. Nick Schmidt, Riverfront Credit Union, we thank you for being a partner with the Reading Fightin Phils. Thanks for spending some time with us.
Yeah.
We head to the bottom half of the second inning, and this inning is brought to you by Cornwall Manor, an active senior living, not-for-profit community in scenic Cornwall, Pennsylvania, outside of Lebanon. We thank Nick Schmidt and the Riverfront Federal Credit Union for stopping by, and we thank them for being a faithful advertiser here at FirstEnergy Stadium and our fireworks sponsor for tonight. Yes, indeed, fireworks tonight, fireworks tomorrow, and big fireworks show and a big show in general on Saturday. It's Classic Harley Night on Saturday. Somebody's coming home to Saturday night with a brand new motorcycle. I'm really looking forward to the whole competition. We had Matt Jackson from Classic Harley on with us on the morning show on WEU yesterday to talk a little bit more about it as the Fightin Phils come to the plate here in the bottom half of the second inning with Bryson Ware making his baseball town debut, just called up from Jersey Shore before the start of this series. And the right-handed hitter swings and fouls this one out of play. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. But the whole idea is that 9 people have already received the, we'll call it a key. It's not really a key so much, but the opportunity, a fob is what they're saying it is. As Ware takes that one outside, it's 2 balls and a strike. And 10 more will get it on Saturday night. So 19 people are going to have a fob and a chance to start that bike from Classic Harley on Saturday night right before the fireworks show, the Mega Blast fireworks show. As Ware lifts this one into shallow left field, having some problems with it, and it's going to fall in for a base hit. Nobody saw it, and it falls in for a base hit, and Bryson Ware will take it.
I think there's a miscommunication. Haynow at short thought that Rosario or Lipscomb were going to have it. Lipscomb never really even came in on it, and Rosario thought Haynow was going to have it because that was a long run for Rosario. I think it's Lipscomb's ball, and he never made an effort to get there.
Well, he had the proverbial hands up as if he didn't see it. And I think Rosario didn't feel like he could go get it, or that Lipscomb would get it, or that Haynow would get it. And ultimately, to Bryson Ware's favor, nobody got it. And so see if the Phils can take advantage of it as Eric Brito comes up packing, and he swings at the first pitch from Rodney Boone and fouls it out of play.
It's kind of funny when you talk about fobs, because my generation, you'd say like rotary phone. Like,
right.
What's that? Or even some people you might say landline, and it's what's that? I know cell phones.
As Burrito fouls this one out of play. Well, we've had a roll of this on our morning show, and you can be a testament to this because Trey Smith, who is our intern, and he's going to become a member of our station coming up. We're happy to say that, but I started it inadvertently because it was the night that the Philadelphia Phillies hit 6 home runs in a game. I don't know if it was at the Rangers series, whenever that was. As Burrito fouls this one off, Ware was off on the pitch, slides head first into second base, but unfortunately now has to pick himself up and head back to first on the foul ball from Burrito. It's 0-2. But I said in my sports the next day that the Philadelphia Phillies played long ball last night. And I'm sorry, they went long distance last night.
Which I understand that.
Right. It's as much of a baseball terminology as anything anymore. And Mike Keller just started laughing about it. He's like, it's funny to me to say long distance. He said, Trey, do you know what long distance is? And he had no idea what
long distance
dialing long distance even meant. Because, you don't do that anymore. No balls and 2 strikes to Eric Burrito. That's in the dirt. It's 1-2. Then the AOL thing started with the dial-up internet.
I know someone who still uses AOL.
It's my email, but it's not dial-up internet.
But you still.
Yeah,
I don't know
AOL,
many people who have AOL email accounts anymore.
Yeah, well, it's whatever. It's not my fault. It's Comcast, but anyhow.
Wasn't AOL the one that you would open up and it would say you got mail?
Yes. Yeah, all of that. But AOL has phased out dial-up internet. And so, of course, we didn't know what dial-up internet was. And then today we got talking about movies, and the subject of a VHS came up. And then I went into the fact that, there used to be a place where you could go to a store and you could rent movies.
Blockbuster.
Yeah.
But
he had no idea about that.
Back to the fob thing, there's going to be a day, maybe 20 years from now, right, where any car maybe pre-2018 is kind of out of commission.
Right.
Like, there's going to be a generation of kids who don't know the cars were once started with a key.
Absolutely correct. There's a swing and a miss by Eric Burrito. He is retired on strikes. That's 1 down here in the second. First strikeout for Rodney Boone. They bring up Cade Fergus. Again, Bryson Ware at first base with a single. Phil's on top 2-0. Batting here in the bottom of the second inning. Fergus at 162 on the season, 9 home runs and 24 RBIs. As Boone takes a look over and gets Bryson Ware going back, right? Ware was off earlier in the at-bat for Eric Brito, but Brito fouled the ball out of play, has not taken off since that point in time. Michael Jones coaching at third base tonight. Carl Ellison at first base. A little shuffle in the coaching staff tonight for Al Padrique as Cade Fergus swings and misses at the first pitch.
And I like to think that me personally, I grew up in a good generation because I kind of got, I feel like our generation was kind of like the Gen Z and maybe even, I think millennials too, kind of like bridged that where they were born in like the old school and they kind of got, like they grew up with all these changes happening.
Oh, one pitch to Fergus is a breaking ball and a good one to lock them up. It's no balls and 2 strikes to Fergus. He'll call a timeout. Take a little bit of a pace around the home plate area.
Like when I was born, VHSs were still pretty much a thing.
Yeah, he knew what VHS was, and he knew that there was such a thing as a store where you could go rent it. Yeah, Carson had never seen it. There's a swing and a miss. Cade Fergus goes down swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts now for Boone. 2 outs in the inning, and that flips the lineup around for Aiden Miller. So now we've come up with a thing, and my goal is well, it really got deep the one day. Let me see if you've heard of this, because Keller brought up microfiche. No,
I got nothing.
I thought that was a deep dig on his part, but there really was such a thing.
What is that?
It was something where, like, if you wanted to look up records, not like records, spinning records, but like old records, booking records, bank records, whatever, they would put it all together. It was like a little blue sheet of like plastic, and you would look it up and look it in like a screen and look at it. So it was a way to condense records and then look it up.
One of my favorite movie scenes of all time, as Miller fouls that one out, it's from Grown Ups, which came out around 2010, maybe, and they get to the lake house, and one of Adam Sandler's kids in the movies goes, "Dad, what's this box in the back of the TV?" And he goes, "That's the rest of the TV. They didn't always have flat screens in our day." And he goes, "Well, this is archaic."
Yeah,
and this is 2010.
Yeah.
Imagine
yeah,
a kid maybe born in like 2018
yeah.
and 2025.
TVs used to sit on the floor, and they used to be the size of a sofa. No balls and 2 strikes to Aiden Miller. Swings and lifts this one into right field. Going to be a long run for Joe Lampe. He's not going to get it. It's a fair ball down the line. Miller's rounded first and headed for second. To throw into second base is in time as Aiden Miller's gone down. And Bryson Ware had made it safely to third. Aiden Miller tried to stretch it to 2, and he is thrown out on the good throw by Joe Lampe. And the Phils run themselves out of the inning. For Reading in the second, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We head to the third inning. It's 2-0, the Fightin' Phils on top. I want to thank our good friends at Pepsi for presenting the 2025 season here at Baseball Town. Go find Phils and drink more Pepsi. 2-0 jump for the Fightin' Phils. They've got 5 hits already on the night, but some base running issues have cost them an opportunity for perhaps a little bit more as Jimenez goes back to work here in the third, facing Jonah Advincula to lead it off, and followed by Kyle Dernetti in the top of the order in Guy Lipscomb. 8-9-1 for the RubberDucks. 1 ball and no strikes. Jimenez comes up high again. It's 2-0. Advincula, one of 7 left-handed sticks in the lineup for the RubberDucks. 2 of them are switch hitters. Tyrese Turner, who made the last out, and Angel Hanau, the 2-hole hitter, both switch hitters, as this one's lifted straight up and foul territory behind home plate. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Advincula. It is a left-handed dominant Akron RubberDuck team. That, however, not really taken advantage of a whole lot by the Fightin Phillies, who do not have a left-handed starter. Here's one slapped to the left side of the infield. Carson DiMartini hasn't played perfectly, but Advincula with great speed down the first baseline, able to beat it out. Took a high hop off the plate, and then DiMartini had to wait for that second hop to come to him. And Advincula hustling all the way beats it out. So an infield single for Jonah Advincula gives the RubberDucks their 3rd hit of the ballgame. A single in each of the first 3 innings now for Akron. But to this point, no one has yet to touch second base as Kyle Dernetti steps in. And Advincula is going to try to do it on his own by stealing the bag. And he will beat the throw down from Paul McIntosh. So Jonah Advincula uses his speed to get on first base and then uses it again to get the steal. His 11th steal of the season and has yet to be thrown out. So no sooner did I say it than Akron now has a man on second base and nobody out, and a 1 ball and no strikes to Dernetti, who was 0 for 3 in last night's game. Takes a healthy cut here, comes up empty. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Dernetti at 231 on the season, a double and 3 RBIs. And now Advincula takes off for third. The ball goes through the webbing for Paul McIntosh. So Advincula now is at third base. So he stole second, then he steals third. And it's 2 balls and a strike to Dernetti. And now conversation between McIntosh and Jimenez may have been crossed up on it. And that's why the ball kind of came out of the webbing of McIntosh. Mentioned that Advincula had 10 stolen bases on the season. That's in 28 games for the RubberDucks. So now he has 12 in 28. He was at Lake County for 55 games. The first portion of the season had 26 stolen bases there. So outstanding speed. He's now at third base with nobody out. And a 2-1 pitch to Dernetti's up high. It's 3-1. So Jimenez now getting himself a little bit of a jam here in this top half of the third. 3-1 pitch. Lined into right field, falling fast and falling in front of Bryson Ware for a base hit. Ware comes up and fires it home. It was a late jump by Advincula because he had to hold up to make sure that Ware wasn't going to catch it. And it was actually a lot closer than you would have thought based on the speed of Advincula. But he had to hold up long enough, and Ware picked it up on a hop and fired it home. But ultimately, run scored. RBI for Kyle Dernetti on the looping single in the right field. His 4th RBI of the year cuts the deficit in half for Akron, makes it a 2-1 game. The top of the order, and Kyle Lipscomb at the plate. He hits on a hop to Burrito. Flips to Miller for 1. The relay is in time for the double play. Goes 4-6-3 on the twin killing. Dernetti retired at second base, and Lipscomb out at first. And now the bases are empty for Angel Hanau. Hanau singled his first time up. He's now got 4 hits in this series, 4 for 10. 2 singles, a double, and a triple among his hits as he fouls this one back in our direction. And off the press box facing and headed out towards the seats. 0-1 pitch to Hanau. Is on the inside corner for a strike, and Jimenez now quickly ahead of Hanau. No balls and 2 strikes. Now switch hitter. Played shortstop in all 3 games so far for Akron. 0-2 pitch to him. Over for a called strike 3, and Al kind of jumped back from it. But the pitch was right there in the inside corner for a called strike 3. And Jimenez ends up getting out of that inning pretty quickly after the leadoff single comes around to score. A run, 2 hits, no errors and nobody left. We head to the bottom of the third. It's 2-1 now, Reading on top of Akron. Bottom half of the third inning is brought to you by Swartz Colleton PC. You can expect reliable and experienced attorneys who are committed to getting you justice after a serious personal injury. Call Swartz Colleton today at 1-800-JUSTICE. Alongside Jake Starr, my name is Bob McCool. Fightin Phil's on top 2-1. Paul McIntosh with a two-run home run for the Fightins in the bottom half of the second inning. He is due up third in this inning as Carson DiMartini will lead it off. Then be followed by Felix Reyes. And then McIntosh facing left-handed hitter Rodney Boone, who delivers the first pitch to DiMartini for a called strike. DiMartini ground out to second base his first time up. And the second pitch is up high for a ball. Phils have had a base stealer thrown out. Almost had a ball off the left field wall thrown out at second on the double by Felix Reyes. A good tag avoided that. And then the play at the end of the second inning with Aiden Miller hitting that looper down the first base line. Tried to stretch it to second base, but got thrown out at second. So could have been a little bit of a difference right now for the Phils. Again, 5 hits already through the first 2 innings. As DiMartini takes one for a called strike. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes leading off here in the third. That's up high. Count is full. Boone only has walked 1, and that was Aiden Miller lead off the ball game. Phils have already topped their hits from last night when they had only just 4, as DiMartini lifts this one a mile high, shallow center field, and now the shortstop out to make the catch for out number 1.
I mean, we've seen tonight those high fly balls for Akron have not been a guarantee. Bryson Ware reached on a single that dropped between center, left, and shortstop. That time, he now able to get under it and make a catch to get the out.
So that'll bring up Felix Reyes, who rocketed one off the base of the left center field wall his first time up for his second double of the series. And the first pitch to him is up high for a ball. 21 doubles now on the year for Felix Reyes. And the 1-0 pitch to him. Breaking ball is up high. It's 2-0.
And he stung that one well, too. I mean, I think it was just kind of a case of he just hit it so low. If he hits the ball a little bit higher, I think there's a good chance it gets out, too.
Boone works his 2-0 pitch. Reyes drives this one deep to left center field. Lipscomb has to come actually in on it. He went all the way back to the warning track and then realized it was not hit as far as he thought. Off the bat, comes in and makes an easy catch for out number 2.
Yeah, Lipscomb kind of saw it off the bat and it thought, okay, it has a chance to go deep. So he did what an outfielder should do. You take it back, then you work your way up, and that's what he did as he came in as the wind took it in a little bit.
So that'll bring up Paul McIntosh. Wind didn't do anything to his drive his last time up. He hit a rocket into the deck and left field for his 7th home run of the year. 2-run home run at that. The first pitch to him is a breaking ball called strike. And that pitch is down low. They appeal. He did not go around. Brian DeBrower is our home plate umpire. Nathan Hall, who they appealed to at first base, and Ian Durkin at third base. 1 ball and 1 strike to Paul McIntosh. Beats that one foul at the plate. We've talked about the spot that Alfonso Rosario has played in center field throughout this series. He plays a extremely shallow center field. It doesn't really matter who the hitter is. Even with somebody like McIntosh, he's still very shallow in center. 1-2 pitch. Way up high. It's 2-2. His counterparts, Lampy pretty deep in right field, and Lipscomb pretty deep in left. 2-2 pitch to the plate. McIntosh takes that up high. The count now full. Third 3-2 count that Rodney Boone has found himself in. And McIntosh swings and misses, comes up empty. Strikeout number 2 for Boone is the third out here in the third for the Phils. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. 3 complete. It remains 2-1. Fightin's on top. Fightin Phils with a 2 spot in the first. RubberDucks with 1 in the third. That's where we stand. 2-1 is our score. As we head to the top half of the 4th inning, and to take over play-by-play, my broadcast partner, Jake Starr.
Thank you very much, Bob. Before we get things rolling here in the 4th inning, just a reminder that every Tuesday, all active military and veterans receive $3 off box seats thanks to Burke's Oral Surgery and Dental Implant Center. Just 2 more Tuesdays left here at FirstEnergy Stadium in 2025. Running back home on Tuesday, August 25th. They'll take on the Chesapeake Bay Sox in their home on Tuesday, September 9th for an 11 a.m. game as the Reading Flapjacks make their debut. Well, on the topic of food or drink-related uniforms, the Fightin Phils tonight, of course, playing as the Malmo Oat Milkers, who hold a lead over the Akron RubberDucks in the top half of the 4th inning. 2-1's our score. Alfonso Rosario digs in, and the first pitch home from Esteban Jimenez is swung on and missed for strike number 1. 3-4-5 set to come to the plate this inning for Akron. Pitch home, another swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Looks like the RubberDucks do have bullpen action, so looks like there's a chance it's just 3 innings tonight for Boone. They do have a righty up and throwing, so you wonder if any of those lefties will maybe pinch hit at some point later in the game for Reading. The 0-2, and Rosario swings and trickles it straight back foul.
Tyler Thornton is that right-hander who's up for the Ducks.
So we'll see if that is the end of the night for Rodney Boone. The 0-2 is swung on a one-hop ground ball to third, snared by DeMartini, rifles a throw across. It's off the glove of Zach Arnold at first. Heading to second is Rosario. He'll be safe there. So we'll see what they rule in and whether, if it is an error, if it's against Carson DeMartini or Zach Arnold. DeMartini, a great job fielding it, and Arnold just hit off the tip of his glove and went towards the sidewall. So,
yeah, that's a tough decision because it was a tremendous pick by DeMartini and very much of an Ole kind of stab at third base, but the ball was in his glove on a rocket off the bat of Rosario. But so he was able to get himself up and get the throw off. The throw wasn't on the money by any stretch of the imagination, but it wasn't an awful throw. But Arnold tried to stretch and catch at the same time, and just could not stretch far enough.
First pitch to Cozart is swung on, and it's a ground ball foul down the left field line. Excuse me, it was a fair ball down the left field line. Rosario will score from second, and into first with an RBI single is Jacob Cozart. That'll tie the game up here at 2 apiece. And circling back, it's going to be a throwing error on Carson DeMartini. So that's going to be his 13th error of the year. So for right now, it'll go down as an unearned run for SD Benzone Jimenez that ties the game, and that'll bring up Joe Lampe to the plate. Lampe in from the left side. He's 1 for 1 tonight, and the first pitch misses inside. It's 1-0.
Yeah, it's a tough spot for the first baseman. Sometimes they want to stretch far, going to hold the bag. Sometimes the best move is ultimately to get off the bag and make the catch. But Arnold tried to stretch with the right foot on the bag and stretch across his body.
1-0 to Lampe. Is swung on and it's popped up. Couple of steps in the shallow center goes the shortstop Miller. He'll make the catch, and that'll be out number 1.
The other option that the first baseman has is to slide the feet. Now, not a lot of guys are comfortable with that. I think you got to be a little bit more of an experienced first baseman to do it. And Arnold's a guy who's kind of bounced around a number of different infield positions. But the other option to do it is to slide with your feet, slide your left foot over so that you can get a little bit further off the bag and then still maintain it. You just can't reach as far if you keep the right foot on the bag and then reach across with your body.
First pitch to Cameron Barstad. Swings and misses. It's 0-1. Barstad 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded into a fielder's choice his first time up. Barstad, who was not originally in tonight's lineup. A late insertion, the 0-1. He'll swing and he'll foul it to the left side. It's 0-2. Ralphie Velasquez originally was slated to bat fourth and be the DH. But after Velasquez was scratched, Cozart and Lampe each slid up a spot, and Barstad was inserted into the 6 hole. The 0-2 is swung on and grounded straight back foul. It stays no balls and 2 strikes. Still no ball, 2 strike count to Barstad. He's 0 for 1 tonight. 1 out in this top of the 4th inning. Pitch home is swung on and it's in on the hands. Fly ball towards right. Not deep. Where to his left a couple of steps makes the catch. And it is out number 2. So that'll bring Tyrese Turner to the plate. Turner's 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out the left his first time up. First pitch to him, swung on, lifted into the air towards left. Down the line, Fergus races over, and it lands foul on the warning track. And it's no balls and 1 strike. Turner, one of those call-ups from High Lake County heading into this week's series. Overall, had a solid season with Lake County. And next pitch home is a called strike. It's 0-2. Hit .400 over his final 8 games with Lake County before his call-up. The 0-2 is swung on and it's fouled, right field line. And the count stays 0-2 to Tyrese Turner. Turner, 13th round pick by the Guardians out of USC in 2022. He's into the All-Pac-12 team as a senior in 22. The 0-2 to him is a bit up. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Turner did not play yesterday. On Tuesday, though, 2 for 4 runs scored. Also dropped down a sacrifice bunt in the loss for Akron. 1-2. Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kozar gets the lead off first. The catcher has yet to steal a base at this level. 2-2. Swung on, lifted into the air towards left center. Campbell races over towards the alley. He'll track it down and make the catch. And that will retire the side in the 4th. 1 run in the inning for the RubberDucks. It was not earned. 1 hit. There was an error, and 1 man left on base. We played 3.5. We'll head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. All tied up at 2 apiece. Bottom half of the 4th inning from FirstEnergy Stadium, and Klein is proud to be the official transportation provider of the Reading Fightin Phils. Klein Transportation gets our Phils to other road trips throughout the 2025 season. For more information, go to KleinTransportation.com. So it's a 2-2 game in this bottom of the 4th, and a new pitcher is in for the RubberDucks. It's the righty Tyler Thornton.
Making his 20th appearance of the season, Thornton is 1-1 with a 4.76 earned run average. 22 2/3 innings pitched. He's only given up 14 hits. 27 strikeouts, but he has walked 20 in that time. So not a very good strikeout to walk ratio. He's also given up 3 home runs.
So Campbell will dig in from the right side. 5, 6, and 7 due up for Reading here in the frame. And the first pitch home is a called strike. It's 0-1. Sinker at the knees for Dylan Campbell. Campbell is single in his first at-bat tonight. The 0-1. That's a curveball, misses a bit inside of the righty. It's 1-1. Campbell was hitless last night. Snapped a season-high 12-game on-base streak. He's 2 for 9 so far in the series against Akron. 1-1. It's swung on and it's popped up. Foul territory, first base side. The catcher, Kozar, tracks under it. He'll make the catch in front of the warning track. And that is out number 1. Take a look at the final line for Rodney Boone tonight. 3 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned. 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Can't get a win, can't get a loss in tonight's ball game, as we are tied up at 2 apiece in the bottom half of the 4th inning. So Arnold digs in from the right side. He grounded into a fielder's choice his first time up. Thornton's first pitch, Arnold swings and misses. It's 0-1. Arnold hitting right at 200 over his time in Double-A so far. This is 6 games since rejoining Reading from Jersey Shore. 0-1. Another swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Arnold chased the fastball up high. Arnold, who joined Reading last August, spent the rest of the season with the Fightin Phils. But it's been with Jersey Shore up until last week. 0-2, swing and a foul ball in and out of the mitt of the catcher, Jacob Kozart. And the count stays no balls and 2 strikes. Sun setting here over FirstEnergy Stadium as we enter the waning days of summer. Well, still a little over a month left, but in terms of like summer vacation for most, that's coming to an end.
Football season starts, Jake, next week.
0-2, outside, 1-2.
For some.
8 days from now, Wyomissing at Southern Columbia.
That's game one. Next Friday night, two state powers, and the Spartans and the Southern Columbia Tigers won 14 state titles as Southern Columbia.
That's what we call a dynasty.
Yeah, it is. Wyomissing whooped up on them last year at home, so we're going to go up there next week.
1-2 with a swing and a miss by Zach Arnold, and it's 2 outs here in the inning. That'll bring Bryson Ware to the plate. What time can we hear coverage get underway?
6:30 is pregame show time. Kickoff is at 7. We are on the radio. We're live on YouTube as well, video streaming all of our games. We added that component to our sports coverage last year at WEU to much acclaim, and so we will continue all of that coverage. Southern Columbia I'm getting to check one off my box. Southern Columbia and Mount Carmel, two state powerhouse, two places I've never had the opportunity to broadcast a game from, so I'm going to get one of those off my checklist next Friday night.
First pitch to Bryson Ware is taken for a ball. It's 1-0. Ware is single in his first at-bat tonight. It was a ball that kind of dropped in that triangle of left, center, and shortstop on a bit of a miscommunication between the Akron infielders. The 1-0 is on the outside corner for a called strike. It's 1-1.
Talking with Fightin Phil's general manager Scott Hunsinger tonight. Not surprisingly, that drifted into high school football, and he said he's taking a sabbatical this year. Of course, he had two boys playing the last 2 years, starting for the last 2 years at Wilson, but playing for the last multiple years at Wilson.
1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. I was going to say it's the first time in quite a while that he doesn't have any
quite
kids
the
on
vested
the
interest.
varsity.
He said, I'm
Wilson
still going to
team.
go, but he said, I think I might watch some of your games instead. I said, I appreciate that. His youngest, Graham, is in 9th grade in the Wilson School District, so he's got himself a little bit of a reprieve from Friday night football with a vested interest.
So it'll be plenty of trips to Millersville this year. The 1-2, and Ware swings and he pokes it towards center. It'll hang up though as Rosario, the center fielder, backtracks a couple of steps and he makes the catch. That'll retire the side in the 4th. So Tyler Thornton makes quick work of the R-Phils in his first frame of work, sends them down 1-2-3. We played 4 on to the 5th, tied up at 2 apiece. Top half of the 5th inning. Let's take a look at our Fightin Phil's alumni report. Go back to the Phillies last night. It wasn't a great game in Cincinnati. Phillies, though, up on Washington 2-0 in the 5th. But in the loss last night, Bryson Stott had a hit for the Phils. So that's our alumni report today, presented by Deer Country. So we go to the top half of the 5th inning. It's a 2-2 ball game. And it'll be 8-9-1 due up here for the RubberDucks. The first pitch from Jimenez to Jonah Advincula is taken for a called strike. It's 0-1. Advincula pretty much did it all by himself back in the 2nd. And he swings the first pitch, and it's a line drive base hit in the right field. So Advincula, a couple of singles so far tonight. His first time up, he reached on his single, stole second, stole third. And then he scored on a RBI single from the current batter now, Kyle Dernetti. So Dernetti will dig on in from the right side. As we said, has a hit and an RBI so far in tonight's ballgame. He squares the bunt and he gets it down. Right back to the mound. Jimenez fields, throws to second. They get the lead runner. What a play by Estebanzon Jimenez. Wasn't a great bunt by Dernetti, but Jimenez head on a swivel. Got to give Paul McIntosh credit too. I'm sure he was barking to go to second base. And that's what Jimenez did. So it's going to be a 1-4 footer's choice. And Dernetti is aboard at first now as Vincula's at its second. And that's some good speed that you'll be glad to get out. As here's Guy Lipscomb. First pitch home, he swings in a broken bat flare. Shallow center, Miller out, slides over the shoulder, makes the grab. Aiden Miller, another nice play by the shortstop in shallow right center field. And that is out number 2. Now, I think a lot of people forget, as Angel Haynal digs in, that Aiden Miller really didn't play shortstop until he got to the professional ranks. He was slated to play his senior year at J.W. Mitchell High School in Dunedin, Florida, back in 2023, but a broken hamate bone took away those plans, and he missed most of that season. First pitch to Haynal, swings and he fouls it back 0-1. So, last year really the first full year he's playing shortstop. This year he's been the everyday shortstop for the Fightin' Phils this year. And, I know you'll look at the numbers and you might say 15 errors, but that does not even come close to telling the story. Everyone that I talk to, coaches, scouts, people in the media, from what they're hearing, the Phillies project Aiden Miller to be a shortstop as the 0-1 is fouled straight back. It's 0-2. And he's really good. I mean, the play he just made to his left, plays kind of ranging towards second base, but he's made some nice plays to the backhand side as well. He had a great play at New Hampshire last Saturday. You kind of think of like the classic Jeter jump throw play from deep in the hole. Miller basically did that, and it was a really impressive sight to behold. 0-2, swung on, hit in the air well, right center field. Campbell races back towards the alley, slides and makes the catch. Dylan Campbell takes an extra base hit and a run away from the RubberDucks. Haynal showing some respect to the center fielder, tipping the cap to Dylan Campbell. Terrific play by him, and that will retire the side here in the 5th. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left for Akron. We're halfway home here in baseball town. We'll head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. 2-2 is our score. This inning is presented by Cornwall Manor, a unique and charming community nestled on a 190-acre wooded campus with many walking trails, including the Lebanon County Rail Trail. So we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning, the Fightin' Phils and RubberDucks tied up at 2 apiece as Tyler Thornton comes back out for his 2nd inning of work. And it'll be 8-9-1 to up for the Phils. Eric Brito the first that Thornton faces here in the inning. And here's the pitch. Brito swings and knuckles one high in the air, left side of the infield, and it's Turner who makes the catch from third, but does it pretty much in front of second base. And that is out number 1. That'll bring Cade Fergus to the plate. So Cade Ferguson from the right side. He's 0 for 1 in tonight's ball game. A strikeout swinging back in the 2nd. First pitch to Fergus. He'll take that one for a called strike. It's 0-1. Fergus 161 on the season, 222 on the road trip, 4 for 18 between the two stops up in New England. 0-1. Fergus will take it down. It's a ball and a strike. Fergus does have 9 home runs on the season. That's tied with Aiden Miller for second on the team. So we've seen the power and the pop from Fergus this year. 1-1. Takes it inside. 2 balls and a strike. Actually, no, that got a piece of Fergus. The late call by the home plate umpire, Brian DeBrouwer. But Kate Fergus is hit by a pitch. So it's a 1-out base runner as Aiden Miller comes up. It's the 8th time that Fergus has been hit by a pitch this year. That leads all our Phils. And put some speed on the bases as well for the R Phils. The lineup turns over for the 3rd time. Miller digs in from the right side. He's walked in as a single tonight. First pitch, Miller swinging a ground ball. It is fair down the left field line, all the way towards the corner. Fergus turns around second, hits the third. Holby wave from there, and he will score standing up. And it's an RBI double for Aiden Miller, his 2nd hit tonight. And the Fightin' Phils are back on top. It's 3-2. Double number 18 of the season for Aiden Miller. RBI number 30. And a big swing from the top of the R Phils lineup. And that'll bring Carson DiMartini to the plate. So Carson DiMartini digs in. He's 0 for 2 in tonight's ball game. Currently riding a season-high 7-game hitting streak. DiMartini is. As Miller leads off second, the pitch. And DiMartini takes it a bit up. It's 1-0. So Aiden Miller, after having no hits for the first 2 games of this homestand, is now 2 for 2 tonight, and he's reached base all 3 times. 1-0. DiMartini swings and he pops it up. Left side of the infield. Turner and Haynow both there, and it's the 3rd baseman Turner who makes the catch. That's out number 2, and that'll bring Felix Reyes to the plate. So Reyes digs in from the right side. He's 1 for 2 so far in tonight's ball game. Doubled and scored back in the first. Flew out to left his last time up. Miller again leads off second. Here's the pitch. Reyes swings, fouls it, clanks off the top of the kind of stanchion holding up the netting behind home plate, and then shoots back down the first base line. So no balls and 1 strike. Reyes 320 on the season. That leads all our Phils. 11 homers, 39 runs driven in, 21 doubles as well. The 0-1. It's swung on and a tapper towards the middle. Charging's Dernetti from second. He'll field it, fire to first, it's in time. And that will retire the side here in the 5th. Our Phils do retake the lead. They scored a run on a hit. 1 man left on base. We played 5. We will head to the 6th. Fightin' Phils lead it 3-2. Established in 1928, the Manor Golf Club is one of the oldest public courses in eastern Pennsylvania. It's located between Philly, Lancaster, and Allentown in Sinking Spring. It offers a true test of golf on a championship-style course. Visit themanorgolfclub.com for more info. So top of the 6th inning, Esteban Jimenez, who's been efficient tonight. 55 pitches through 5 innings, is back on the mound for the R Phils. And we'll get 3, 4, and 5 of the RubberDucks lineup here in the frame. Alfonso Rosario will lead off for here's the first pitch to Rosario. It's swung on and missed. It's 0-1. I just had an utter moment of confusion because I heard Leandro Pineda announce off the bat, and I looked up and it wasn't Pineda, so make sure I wasn't going crazy. The 0-1 waved on and whiffed. It's 0-2. It's August.
We'll get the hang of it soon.
No balls, 2 strikes quickly to Alfonso Rosario. He's 0 for 2 in tonight's game. Grounded into a double play in the first. Reached on an error in the 4th. Next pitch is outside for a ball. It's 1-2 to the right-handed bat. Jimenez 2 runs tonight, but just 1 of them earned. Because Rosario, who reached last time up, came around the score. And the 1-2 is swung on and missed. That's strike number 3. It's just the second strikeout tonight by Esteban Jimenez. And that'll bring Jacob Kozar to the plate. So Kozar, the catcher, he'll dig in from the left side. 1 for 2 tonight. And an RBI single his last time up. First pitch home from Jimenez is up 1-0. Fightin Phillies tonight playing as the Malmo Oat Milkers. White and black uniform, some pink sparkled on there as well. The 1-0's down the chute for a called strike. It's 1-1.
It's just the 61st pitch for Jimenez, so he's in a great spot right now with 1 out here in the 6th inning.
1-1. Swung on, fouled back. It's 1-2. I mean, it's a combination of 2 things. 1, he's absolutely pounded the zone tonight. And 2, Akron has been very aggressive from pitch 1 of this game.
He's also gotten 2 big double plays, 1 in the first, 1 in the second. That always helps.
1-2, a check swing from Kozar. They will appeal down the 3rd, and Ian Durkin, third base umpire, says no swing.
But to your point, the RubberDucks came out very aggressive at the plate. I think he got through the first inning in about 6 or 7 pitches.
I think it was 5.
With a double play to end it. So, yeah, they came out swinging, and it can be to your advantage of a pitcher. It's one way to keep your pitch count down.
Here comes pitch number 64 tonight. And it's swung on and grounded foul. It's 2-2. Also looks like Akron has a lefty up and throwing in the bullpen. So looks like Thornton's night will be over after 2 innings, which is about the most he's gone out of relief this year. 2-2, swung on and popped up. First base side of the infield. Into foul territory goes Zach Arnold. He'll settle under it and make the catch for out number 2. And that'll bring Joe Lampe, the right fielder, to the plate.
The lefty is Adam Tulloch that's up in the RubberDuck bullpen. I'm just a little puzzled because pop-ups have seemed to be an adventure tonight. Now, there is a little bit of a wind blowing now, but the flag has been pretty still most of the night.
First pitch home, it's outside 1-0. I mean, it's an interesting sky tonight because it's twilight right now, but it's like a darker kind of mix of a twilight with some cloud coverage overhead. 1-0 is swung on and fouled off to the left side and out of play. It's 1-1.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's the case, if they've kind of lost them in the sky, but the way they're playing them, it seems as if they're battling air. It seems as if they feel like I'm here and all of a sudden I got to get over here to make the catch.
Swing and a miss. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now to Joe Lampe. Esteban Jimenez, who's at 67 pitches, looking for a 1-2-3 inning here. Lampe steps out and calls time. Lampe, one of the more veteran presences on this team. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Pitch to him. Swinging a fly ball hit well towards deep right center. Campbell's back. He gets to the track. He turns, looks up, and it hits into the veranda, and it's gone for a home run. At least I believe so. Yes, the first base umpire, Nathan Hall, signals home run. Lampe was sprinting around the bases because it did shoot back in the play, but it was a home run, so that is the 7th of the season for Lampe, and that'll tie this ball game back up at 3 apiece, 408 feet.
Yeah, that definitely cleared the railing and up onto the veranda of the Veterans Event Center. In fact, it hit off the back wall. Give Lampy credit. He was in a full sprint around second and didn't see it. Greg DeCenzo, the manager for the RubberDucks in the third base coaching box, was giving him the signal that, hey, it's a home run, and Lampy still really didn't slow down.
First pitch to Barstad. He swings, hits that one well in the air, towards left. Fergus back to the wall, makes the catch just in front of the Riverfront Federal Credit Union sign. Of course, the night where they are our fireworks sponsor. So that retires the side here in the sixth. RubberDucks get a run on a hit. It was the Joe Lampy home run. There were no errors and nobody left on base. We will head to the bottom half of the sixth inning. Fightin' Phils and RubberDucks gridlocked at 3 apiece. This day in baseball town history is presented by Body Zone Sports and Wellness, the official workout facility of the R Phils. August 14th, 2016, at Altoona, Dylan Cousins hits his 33rd homer of the season and his 6-5 win for the Fightin' Phils. So bottom six, 3-3 ball game. Third pitcher of the day is in for Akron. It is the lefty Adam Tulloch.
Tulloch making his 12th appearance of the season. He's got 1 win and 1 loss, an ERA of exactly 5. In 18 innings, he's given up 20 hits and 10 runs, 13 strikeouts, and 12 walks.
So it'll be 4, 5, and 6 to up for the R Phils. Paul McIntosh, the first that Tulloch faces. And the first pitch from the lefty is there for a strike. It's 0-1. McIntosh 1 for 2 in tonight's game. The next pitch, the catcher swings and he pops it straight up foul out of play. It's 0-2. McIntosh hit his 7th home run of the season. A 2-run shot to get the scoring started back in the bottom half of the first inning. 0-2 is up and away. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. McIntosh 254. Slightly open stance from the right hand of the batter's box. And the 1-2. He swings, hits that one in the air well. Deep left center field. Lipscomb back at the wall. That's 2 tonight for Paul McIntosh. Hits it out of the ballpark on this Oat Milkers night. And he puts the Fightin' Phils back on top. It's 4-3 here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Well, we said it last night, and when he came to the plate in the first inning, that Paul McIntosh had gone into a little bit of a funk. Everybody else kind of picked it up on the road trip, whereas Paul McIntosh was the hottest hitter, perhaps in the lineup, going on the road, and then struggled on the road. But he has come back in a big way tonight. First, the 2-run home run to a pull side in the first, and now that one into the bullpen in left center field.
First pitch to Dylan Campbell is taken for a called strike. It's 0-1.
That could be a lethal combination with Reyes at 3 and McIntosh at 4.
Next pitch to Campbell. He takes it for a ball. It's 1-1. It's the second multi-home run game of the season for Paul McIntosh. Also at 2 at Harrisburg. Next pitch is a ball. It's 2-1. At 2 at Harrisburg back on June the 7th. This is the third multi-home run game in the career of Paul McIntosh. 2-1, and Campbell swings. That is a foul ball, left field line, and it's 2-2. Campbell 1 for 2 in tonight's ball game. Had a single in the first, popped out to the catcher his last time up in the fourth. 2-2. Campbell swinging another roller foul. Kicks off the sidewall on the third base side where third base coach Michael Jones goes to field it. Next pitch, Campbell swings. Ground ball to short. He now gobbles it up, fires across in time. That's out number 1. That'll bring Zach Arnold to the plate. It's the second straight outing that Adam Tulloch has allowed a home run. Also allowed one on Sunday against Chesapeake. Went an inning, 2 hits, an earned run, no walks and a strikeout. And a no decision against the Bay Sox in that series finale. So to bring Zach Arnold to the plate. First pitch to him, he swings and misses at it. It's 0-1. Arnold, a 24-year-old, 0 for 2 so far in tonight's ball game. Tulloch's 0-1. Arnold waves and whiffs at it. It's 0-2. Arnold had the go-ahead double in the 7th inning the other night. 0-2. He swings and will slice it foul down the left field line. It'll stay no balls and 2 strikes. It was a 3-run double to the right center field gap in Tuesday night's victory. 0-2, Arnold swings and misses at it. He's down on strikes. First strikeout for Adam Tulloch, number 2, and that'll bring Bryson Ware to the plate. So the final line on Tyler Thornton, 2 innings, 1 hit, an earned run, no walks, 1 strikeout. Rodney Boone, who started the game, went 3 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 1 strikeout, and 3 walks. First pitch to Bryson Ware is a curveball for a called strike. It's 0-2. Reading's bullpen appears to be quiet. Looks like Jimenez will come back out of this for the 7th. The 0-1 is outside. It's 1-1. Bryson Ware, the 24-year-old right-handed bat, 1 for 2 so far tonight. Pitch home, swing and a miss. It's 1-2. Fastball at 91 from Adam Tulloch. So the count goes to 1-2, 2 outs, bottom 6. 4-3 our score. Fightin Phillies reclaim the lead this inning over the RubberDucks. And the pitch, outside. It's 2-2. Ware posted a career-high 5 hits last Saturday at New Hampshire. 2-2, and that one misses outside. It's 3-2. Last star Phil to have 5 hits in a game was Luke Williams back in 2019. And Ware and Reyes both teamed up to each have 5 hits in Saturday night's ball game. Oh, the 16-1 trouncing of New Hampshire. Ware swings, hits that one high in the air towards right center field. Rosario is back, and he'll make the catch. Just in front of the 69 news sign in right center field, and that will retire the side here in the 6th. So we have played 6 full here from FirstEnergy Stadium. Reading a run in the inning on a hit. Paul McIntosh is 2nd of the night and 8th of the season. No errors and none left on base. 2/3 the way home tonight in Baseball Town. We'll head to the 7th, running on top 4-3. Top half of the 7th inning is presented by White Star Travel, the official group sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils. Visit whitestartours.com for more. So we go to the top half of the 7th inning. Fightin' Phils have retaken the lead in what has been a pretty much back and forth seesaw-type game between Reading and the RubberDucks. SD Benzone Jimenez back out for his 7th inning of work, and it'll be 7, 8, and 9 due up here in the frame for Akron. First pitch home to Tyrese Turner is swung on and fouled back and out of play. 0-1. Tyrese Turner tonight's 0 for 2. Couple of flyouts. And the 0-1's there for a strike. It's 0-2. Just the 72nd pitch tonight for SD Benzone Jimenez. 0-2, swinging a ground ball foul. Hit off the facing of the Phil's dugout on the first base side. Jimenez's season high and also AA high in innings pitched this year is 6. He's done that 3 times the AA level. The 0-2 misses outside 1 and 2. He's gone 6 innings 6 times in a start this year. His career high is 7 innings. He's done that once. So it was July 29th of 2023. The 1-2 outside 2 and 2. That was with Clearwater on the road at Jupiter, the Hammerheads. And here's the 2-2. It's swung on, lifted into the air. It'll slice out of play foul. And it'll stay 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ironically enough, his battery mate tonight, Paul McIntosh, once played for the Jupiter Hammerheads. That one's fouled. It stays 2 and 2. McIntosh, formerly a member of the Marlins organization before being traded along with Jesus Luzardo in the trade that brought him the Philly this past offseason. 2-2, swung on and missed. And that is strike number 3. Just the 3rd strikeout tonight for Jimenez. First out of the inning, that'll bring Jonah Advincula to the plate.
Speaking of Jesus Luzardo, he's pitching for the Phils tonight. Phils and Cincinnati Reds. Washington Nationals. They were Reds the last 3 nights, now in Washington. Phils.
First pitch down for a ball, 1-0.
Phils up 2-1, but Luzardo has just gotten pulled in the 7th after loading the bases with nobody out and Ryan Kirkering coming in.
Next pitch, swung on and a line drive in a shallow left center field. It'll fall for a base hit. So Jonah Advincula is having himself a nice night. His 3rd single. And that'll bring Kyle Dernetti to the plate.
Yeah, you got to watch him. He stole 2nd, he stole 3rd his first time up and came around to score the first run.
Also just took a look at the box score from that July 2023 Jupiter and Clearwater game. Paul McIntosh did not play for the Hammerheads that night. Thought that really would have kind of brought the whole irony together. So here's Dernetti. And first things first, they'll check on Advincula. Probably smart. 12 for 12 across 28 AA games and stolen bases. What's the saying, Bob? It's what, 7 degrees of separation, 3 degrees of separation? I don't know exactly. 6 degrees?
6, that was 6 degrees of separation. Kevin
First
Bacon.
pitch to strike, it's 0-1. 6 degrees of separations. And I think baseball is kind of the same way, is that you can find a way to connect guys. Next pitch is a pitch out. Runner goes, throw to second, though, is high from McIntosh, and safe is Advincula. That's his 3rd stolen base tonight, 13th of the season. And pitch was a ball, as it was a pitch out. It's 1-1, so the tying run now on second.
Better throw, and I think maybe McIntosh gets him on the pitch out, but Advincula can fly. You better pay attention to him now. Because, again, he stole 2nd and 3rd his first time up.
Dernetti drove in Advincula, back in the 3rd, who dances off second. Jimenez checks and deals, pitches a strike. It's 1-2. But I'm convinced in baseball, I think the 6 degrees of separation thing is very much in play. Probably less degrees, because I'm sure everyone on this field, you can find a way to connect them one way or the other.
Especially as much movement as there is in the game today.
1-2 is a throwback to second. Brito's tag is late.
Like I said, you better keep your eye on Avicula because he's not going to hesitate to take off if you don't. Burrito's kind of sort of keeping him close, but he's not real close to the bag.
1-2, swung on, ground ball. It's through the whole left side, base hit. And Avicula had to hold up at second to see if it would get through. So he just goes up to third.
Yeah, he was dancing off the bag just as Jimenez delivered the pitch to the plate, and it may have cost him because he should have been able to read that ball, that it was clearly going to get, once it got past DeMartini, and he really didn't have much of a chance at it all, it was going to the outfield. But Avicula really didn't read that all that well, so that's a break at least for the time being for the Fightin' Phils, that he stays at third base. Now Brad Bergeson is going to come out and talk to Jimenez with some action in the Phils bullpen. Runners at the corners now and 1 out. So the Phils can still play the infield back for a double play and get out of this. And so if they can do that, that's a break that Avicula did not read that ball off the bat very well and had to stop at third base.
Also, Bob, we do have defensive change for the Fightin' Phils. Bryson Ware is playing third base, and Leandro Pineda is into the game in right field. So presumably it looks like Carson DeMartini is no longer in this ball game. So Pineda will bat in the 2-hole for the Fightin' Phils as Brad Bergeson comes out. So you hope everything is okay with Carson DeMartini. Bryson Ware moves from right to third base. So Guy Lipscomb is the batter. After that, Dernetti single with 1 out. And the first pitch, a called strike, it's 0-1.
I can't think of a play where DeMartini was involved in anything that may have been injury-wise.
One is up. It's 1-1. So Guy Lipscomb is 0 for 3 tonight. He grounded into a double play back in the third. It was the second of 2 double plays turned by the Phils tonight. With men on the corners and 1 out here, up by 1, you would certainly take one here. 1-1 is inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Lipscomb, a .250 hitter on the season. 79th game. Next pitch, swing and a miss, 2-2. Lipscomb with runners in scoring position, 260. He's got 26 RBI in those situations. 2-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Lipscomb chased after a pitch in the dirt. That is strikeout number 4, out number 2, and a big one at that for Jimenez. And that'll bring up Angel Haynau to the plate.
Just looking to see if Al Padrique is going to let him in to face another batter. Gunnar Mayer is up in the bullpen and probably is loose.
I think it's probably the last batter for Jimenez because you have a righty on deck in Rosario, and Gunnar Mayer has been really good against righties this year, holding them to a 154 mark. So this is probably the last batter. And Mayer, hopefully we don't see him until the 8th. Haynau's 1 for 3 tonight. First pitch home, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Most of the damage has come from the bottom of the lineup tonight for the RubberDucks. The 8-9 hitters, 5 of the 9 hits. Right now, Jimenez, men on the corners, 2 outs, trying to hold a 1-run lead in the 7th. 0-1 is there for a strike. It's 0-2. Esteban Zone Jimenez has only gone 7 innings one other time in his career. July 29th, 2023 at Jupiter. And he's looking to match that mark right here. So his 92nd pitch of the night. Here it is. Runner goes, and it's swung on, and it's popped up. Foul territory. Ware runs over from third. McIntosh runs over as well. And it'll land a couple of rows foul behind the RubberDucks dugout. Stays 0-2. Three runs allowed tonight by Jimenez. 2 of them earned. Looking to give himself a quality start while matching a career high in innings pitched. Men on the corners get their leads. Jimenez ready at the belt. The pitch misses up at the letters for a ball. And also running and stealing second base on the play was Dernetti. There is no throw, so that's his first stolen base of the year. And it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Tying run on third, go-ahead run on second. Here's the 1-2. Swinging a line drive, shallow right. Pineda's in, and he'll play it on a hop. That'll be a base hit. 2 runs will score, and the RubberDucks take a 5-4 lead here in the top half of the 7th inning. Advincula scored, Dernetti scored. And it's the second hit tonight for Haynau, and it's RBI number 25 and 26 of the year for Angel Haynau. Al Padriquez coming out, and that'll be the end of the night for Esti Benzone Jimenez. Well, it was a great effort from him, 6 2/3 tonight. He will leave, though, as the pitcher a record on the wrong side. Hopefully the Arfelds offense can eliminate that after their starter gave them 6 2/3 innings tonight. We'll step aside for a moment. South Vernon University Golden Wolves call to the bullpens coming up after this. Still the top half of the 7th inning. RubberDucks have taken a 5-4 lead over the Fightin Phillies. And there's a new pitcher in for Reading with 2 outs and a man on first in the inning. And it is the righty Gunnar Mayer.
33rd appearance of the season for Mayer, 2-3 with a 4.79 earned run average. In 41 1/3 innings pitch, he's given up 35 hits, 51 strikeouts, but he's also given up 20. He's also walked 27 and surrendered 6 home runs.
So first batter he gets is Alfonso Rosario. 6 2/3 tonight for Esti Benzone Jimenez. Can't close his line quite yet as he is responsible for the runner on first base in Angel Haynau. First pitch home is taken below the knees for a ball. It's 1-0. Haynau perfect 5 for 5 in stolen bases this year as he leads off first. Next pitch is a check swing, but going around is Rosario, said home plate umpire Brian DeBrouwer. Time is called by Rosario. Oh for 3 in tonight's ball game. And the 1-1. Misses up and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. So 6 2/3 innings pitched for Jimenez. Gave up 10 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned currently. Did not walk anyone, struck out 4. It was a pretty efficient night, too, for the righty. 2-1. Swing and a miss, it's 2-2. I mean, any night where you really only have to ask for 2 1/3 out of your bullpen, I think you'll certainly take.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a bit of second guessing going on in the dugout and with what happened with Haynau getting that base hit. And should we have made the switch one batter later, that's just how things are. It's how the game is played, where you kind of always have that reason to second guess yourself.
2-2 misses low and away, and Haynau had himself off the base, but McIntosh does not pull the trigger on the throw.
He's also been a tough out in this series. Haynau's got, with his 2 hits, now he's now at 5 hits on the night. So he has had himself a good series so far.
Full count, 2 outs, so Haynau will be off and running on the pitch. Mayer fires home. Inside, ball 4. So first batter Mayer faces, reaches on a walk First walk in total for Fightin Phil's pitching tonight. Issued just 2 in last night's ball game as well. And that'll bring Jacob Kozart to the plate as Rosario trots his way down the first. So Kozart in from the left side. He's 1 for 3 in tonight's ball game. Mayer checks the runners. Fires the first one home. It's swung on, fouled straight back. Gonna go over our heads and go out of play. It's 0-1. Kozart had an RBI single back in the 4th inning. This has been a very much back and forth game. I mean, that's been the series so far. There's a lot of back and forth, a lot of lead changes. Oh, 1. Just misses inside. It's a ball and a strike. Kozart in total at 222 this year. Has a couple of RBIs since joining Akron prior to this year. 1-1 is down, 2 balls and 1 strike. He's also lined out the second, popped up the first in tonight's ball game. Runners on first and second, 2 outs in the top of the 7th. 5-4 RubberDucks lead. Pitch home is a breaking pitch for a called strike. It's 2-2. So Gunnar Mayer once again 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning and keeping the Akron damage to just the 2 runs where they're at. Two. Hits him. So after a walk of Alfonso Rosario, Jacob Kozart gets hit by a pitch on a 2-2 count. And all of a sudden now the bases are loaded for Joe Lampe, who homered his last time up.
Well, it doesn't get a much of a bigger moment than this for Gunnar Mayer right now. He's got himself in a bind, and here comes Brad Bergeson out to try to settle down Mayer. This is very much a tipping point in this ball game. It's a 2 spot already across for Akron to give them a lead at 5-4, but you need to lock it down here. Phils have done a pretty good job in this series of coming back, and that's certainly what they did on Tuesday to come back from 2 different 5-run deficits, but you don't want to make a living doing that. And so for Gunnar Mayer right now with Lampe, as Jake said, just went deep last time up. Very big spot here for Gunnar Mayer to try to get out of this, keeping it a 1-run game.
Joe Lampe, a 292 hitter. Runners in scoring position this year. With the bases loaded, he's 1 for 9. Does have 8 RBI, though, which leads Akron in terms of batting with the bases loaded this year. Lampe 2 for 3 tonight. He singled in the 2nd. As we said, he had a solo home run in the 6th, which tied the game at the time. First one to Lampe is just inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Mayer's inherited 14 runners this year. 6 have scored. The runner on third was inherited. 1-0, swung on a little tapper down the first base line and foul. And it's 1-1. Lampe in total this year, 229. He's got 7 home runs, 47 runs driven in. There are quite literally ducks on the pond. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and a 1-1 count. Akron leads by 1. Pitch home. Just misses that one down. It's 2-1. Got nowhere to put him. 14 pitches already for Gunnar Mayer, who entered this inning with 2 outs in the 7th, and he's allowed a walk and a hit by pitch. Two-one. That's a strike. It's 2-2. Put a change up in there. So once again, Gunnar Mayer is a strike away from getting out of this inning. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Lampy calls time. Bases loaded. 5-4 Akron lead, top of the 7th. Lampy, who's played 89 games with Akron this year, did play 5 with AAA Columbus, but he's pretty much the veteran on this squad. Mayer is ready at the belt. The 2-2. Swing and a foul ball off the netting on the left side above the Akron dugout. We'll do it again at 2-2. Mayer again will come set at the belt, trying to extinguish this threat. 2-2 again, and he gets away from the catcher, McIntosh. Haynow from third will score. Everyone else advances, and it's a 3-ball and 2-strike count.
Just so very, very frustrating because it's not competitive. I mean, it's a walk, it's a hit by pitch, and then you just bounce one to the backstop, and McIntosh had no chance to do anything with that. Couldn't get a glove on it, couldn't get a body on it, nothing. He just overthrew it and bounced to the backstop.
Three-two, way outside. That's ball 4. The second walk of the inning by Mayer reloads the bases. Haynow scores also, so that will close the line on Jimenez.
The bullpen's quiet, so Gunnar Mayer's got no help behind him. It's on him. He's got himself into this mess.
It's the red-hot Cameron Barstad to the plate, who swings the first pitch. He pops it up in foul territory. McIntosh and Ware both give it a look, and it'll bounce off the top of the Akron dugout, and it's 0-1. A 1 to count to Barstad. He's hit into a fielder's choice and a couple of fly balls tonight. Base is still loaded. 2 outs here in the 7th. Akron leads by 2. And the pitch. That's there for a strike. It's 0-2. I mean, the changeup's kind of been the pitch he's thrown with the most control tonight.
And usually, change up from a righty to a lefty is a good look. So maybe that's what you need to do.
0-2, and it hit him. So Cameron Barstad gets hit.
Wow.
Rosario will score.
0-2 pitch, hit him in the back. Hit him in the back foot. It's the breaking ball that just broke late and into the dirt.
And the RubberDucks have batted around here in the inning as Tyrese Turner comes up. It's been walk, hit by pitch, walk, hit by pitch with a wild pitch mixed in there.
It's just a brutal stretch right now for Gunnar Mayer. I guess, well, now they're going to get some activity up in the bullpen.
First pitch to Turner. He swings and he fouls it, and it'll go out of play. It's 0-1.
John McMillan.
John McMillan getting loose for Reading.
But he has literally just got up, so. This one has certainly gotten away from the Phils in this inning, and there's been several of these just really ugly innings in this series for the Phillies, including last night at the top of the 10th.
0-1, and that's a strike. It's 0-2. Tyrese Turner, the 10th man of the plate this inning for the Fightin' Phils. Bases loaded, 2 outs here in the frame. 0-2. Swung on and it's fouled back. It stays no balls and 2 strikes. Turner 0 for 3 tonight. Couple of fly balls and a strikeout. Here's the 0-2. Outside for a ball. It's 1-2. Oh, no, they punched him out. It did not look like a strike from here, but at this point you'll take it. Gunnar Mayer gets his first strikeout to end the inning here in the 7th. But it's a big inning for the RubberDucks. They scored 4 runs. They did it on 3 hits. No errors, and the bases were left loaded. We will head to the bottom half of the 7th inning. It's time to stretch for FirstEnergy Stadium. Akron on top, 7-4. Bottom half of the 7th inning is brought to you by Swartz Kulitz and PC. If you or a loved one been injured, get justice. Get Swartz Kulitz today at 1-800-JUSTICE. So, bottom of the 7th inning, Akron, 4 runs in the top of the frame to take the lead and extend it. They lead it 7-4 here in the frame. 8-9-1 due up for Reading against Adam Tulik. And Eric Brito will lead things off for the Fightin Phillies here in the frame, who got a bit of a hill to climb. And first pitch is a strike. It's 0-1. Brito 0 for 2 in tonight's ball game. He has struck out and popped up to third. The 0-1 is taken down for a ball. It's 1-1. Pitch home. Brito swings and rolls it over foul. Kicks off the sidewall on the third base side by the Akron dugout. Brito had the go-ahead double in the 10th inning in Sunday's 10-inning win over the Fisher Cats. Swings and belts one in the air. Deep center. Rosario's back. He turns and it hits off the base of the center field wall. Brito gets the second. That's where he'll stop. And it's a leadoff double for Eric Brito. And the Fightin Phillies are in business early in this frame on Brito's 3rd of the year.
Well, that's what you got to do, get right back in this. But we have talked about how shallow of a center field Rosario plays. Now, I don't know that it matters because Brito hit it well and he hit it right to straightaway center field into that triangle. But with Rosario playing as shallow as he has throughout this series, he had no shot of getting anywhere near that.
So that'll bring Cade Fergus to the plate for the Fightin Phillies. Fergus strikeout, been hit by a pitch, and he's walked. Also scored a run in tonight's ball game. Seen Fergus flash the power this year, 9 home runs in total with Reading. First pitch, a curveball, takes it for a strike. It's 0-1. Fergus is faring slightly better against lefties than righties this year. It's a smaller sample size against southpaws as he faces the left-handed pitching at Tulik. Fergus steps out, calls time, digs back in. A 1 is on the inside corner for a strike. It's 0-2. Fergus also tied for the Phillies' minor league lead in home runs with 14. He's tied with Otto Kemp, who hasn't had a chance to extend on that because he's been in the big leagues for about 2 months now. Speaking of Otto Kemp, he'll be our guest on our pregame show on Friday and Saturday night this week. 6:45 and then a 6:30 airtime for our pregame shows the next 2 nights. The 0-2, swing and a miss. Fergus goes down on strikes. Second strikeout for Adam Tulloch, and for the 4th time tonight, it'll turn the lineup card over and bring Aiden Miller to the plate. It's been a good night for Miller so far. A couple of hits. He's reached base 3 times, including an RBI double in the 5th. First one home. Miller swings and he dribbles it foul off the facing of the Akron dugout on the third base side. Miller, 238 on the year, 18 doubles, 9 home runs. He's driven in 30. Also 46 for 54 in the base paths this year. The 0-1. Miller takes a breaking pitch outside. It's 1-1. Tulloch ready at the letters. Checks back at Brito at second. Fires the 1-1. And Miller swings, hits it in the air. High down the right field line. Lampy is over, under it in foul territory. Makes the catch. Brito will tag second to third. Gets there standing up. So that is out number 2 of the inning. It does move the runner. And that'll bring Leandro Pineda to the plate for the first time tonight. So Brito on third and 2 outs here in the 7th. Pineda in from the left side for the first time tonight. First pitch home is a breaking pitch that the lefty takes. It's 1-0. Pineda 208 overall this year. He was 1 for 4 on Tuesday night, and then he walked 3 times and was hit by a pitch last night. 1-0. Another breaking pitch up and in. It's 2-0. The 6th time in Pineda's career that he walked 3 times in a game. That was a career high. It matched. 2-0. Swing and a miss. 2-1. Pineda way out in front of a slider at 84 from Tulloch. Two balls, 1 strike. Delivery home. Pineda takes it a bit outside. It's 3-1. John McMillan continues to throw for Reading in their bullpen. So it appears as if he will get the 8th. 3-1 inside, and well, it doesn't really matter whether it hit him or not.
But it
did hit him.
It matters to Leandro Pineda.
Yeah, in terms of whether he's going to reach base.
Right, correct. But I thought for a second, I'm not sure, we got him in the ribs or in his side, the way he kind of grabbed that. He got hit with a pitch last night as well. Here comes pitching coach Kevin Arminio for the RubberDucks.
So Leandro Pineda has now reached base in 6 straight plate appearances
and
does not have a hit. He had an error in his 4th time to the plate on Tuesday night. And then last night, Pineda went
walk,
walk, hit by pitch, walk.
Yeah, he was
and
on
now
base.
He gets hit by a pitch his first time up tonight.
Went 4 for 4 with a 0 for 0 in the box score because of 3 walks and a hit by pitch.
Helps the on-base percentage.
Yeah, it does. And when you're down 3 runs, that's what you're looking for, is men on base, because now you're bringing the tying run to the plate and big Felix Reyes. Phils are down to their last hope right now in Washington. The Nationals took the lead. Phils have a runner at third base and Trey Turner at the plate, down 3-2 in the top of the 9th inning.
Yeah, Big Phil is trying to avoid losing their 3rd straight game. Do have a runner on third with 2 outs. Well, if there's someone here who can tie the game with 1 swing of the bat, well, it's really the next 2 guys, Felix Reyes and Paul McIntosh. Reyes tonight is 1 for 3, doubled and scored a run back in the 1st. It's men on the corners, 2 outs here in the 7th. First pitch home. And that's a bit inside for a ball. It's 1-0.
Here's a spot, though, for Felix Reyes. He's got to be patient. Let the pitcher get himself into a predicament right now and get a pitch that you can hit and hopefully drive.
11 home runs this year for Reyes. 1-0. Inside again, it's 2-0.
Just like this. So now it's 2-0.
I don't think they'd be pitching around him with the guy on deck hitting 2 home runs
Certainly
tonight.
wouldn't think so, because now you got to put the tying run on base and put the go-ahead run at the plate for the guy, as you said, who's got 2 home runs.
2-0 is down again. It's 3-0. Wonder if it's going to be a green light or not for Reyes here. So Pineda was hit. 3 straight balls to Reyes. He's the tying run at the plate. Pitch home. He does swing at it and he fouls it. Goes out of play on the right side. It's 3-1. Phillies did lose 3-2, so they dropped their 3rd straight game. Adam Tulloch, the lefty. This will be his 40th pitch. Fires the 3-1. Reyes swinging a ground ball through the right side, base hit. Brito scores. Pineda around second. Holgett to third, standing up, and it's an RBI single for Felix Reyes. That makes it a 7-5 ball game.
Boy, is that just a good job of hitting by Felix Reyes. To the point about not trying to do too much. You're down at the time 3, and that looks like that's going to be end of night for Tulloch, because here comes Gary DeCenzo to make the switch. But Felix Reyes did try to win it all at one spot. He just got a pitch out over the outer half of the plate and just hit it right in a perfect spot between first and second. And now and Pineda, good read off the bat. He's at third base. You got runners at the corners again, and you're that much another step closer.
So Adam Tulloch's night is done. We'll step aside for a moment as we step into the Alverna University Golden Wolves bullpen. Back with a new arm for the RubberDucks when we come back. Still the bottom of the 7th inning, 7-5. Akron on top of the Fightin' Phils, and a new pitcher is in for the RubberDucks. It is Zach Jacobs.
Jacobs on the season is making his 31st appearance. He's 1-2 with a 3.83 earned run average. He does have 4 saves for the RubberDucks. He also has 5 holds on the year, so he's been active in some big spots for Akron. 54 innings pitched. He's given up only 35 hits. 47 strikeouts, but he's walked 32, and he has given up 6 home runs. So there's some good and there's some bad from Zach Jacobs so far this season.
So that'll bring the catcher, Paul McIntosh, to the plate for the R-Phils. 2 home runs tonight. Bats of men on the corners, 2 outs here in the 7th. Reading trails at 7-5. And the first pitch to McIntosh, way up and in. He takes for a ball. It's 1-0. Two for 3 tonight's McIntosh. 2 home runs, his 2nd multi-home run game of the season. Here's the 1-0. Outside again, it's 2 balls, no strikes.
Well, what I said about Reyes, you can say for McIntosh. You can't be itchy here, but now you can be locked in because it's 2-0. Again, same thing. Got to come in with something here.
And on the corner still, 2-0. McIntosh swings, that's a line drive, and the left fielder falls for a base hit. Pineda scores, Reyes up to second. It's another RBI for McIntosh, his 3rd tonight, and the Fightin' Phils are now within 1. It's 7-6.
Well, as quickly as it seemed as if Paul McIntosh lost it, it seems that quickly he's found it right back again. He has hit the ball well, obviously, tonight, and that's just a good piece of hitting. Good piece of hitting by Reyes and followed up by McIntosh. Not trying to do too much, The pitcher falls behind. He's got to come in with something. Just barreled up, line it into left field, base hit. Chip it away. Right back in this. It's a one-run game. You're not done yet.
So now that'll bring Dylan Campbell to the plate. Reading trails 7-6, still with 2 outs. Pretty much carbon copies of each other over the top and the bottom half of the 7th inning. You get the 2 outs, and then all the damage is done.
Yeah, this is starting to look a lot like Tuesday.
It really is. Didn't feel like it early on.
It didn't. It was a pitcher's duel for a while, and then all of a sudden things got crazy. As all 3 games now in this series have been, there's been a lot of excitement, and the games have been entertaining for sure. Maybe not pristine, but they've been entertaining.
Now going to get a mound visit between Cosard and Jacobs.
Now the good news is they got the fans a little surly over all of that.
That's true. So Dylan Campbell's 1 for 3 tonight. He's singled back in the first, was eventually stranded out there. And here's the pitch. Inside corner for a strike. It's 0-1.
Yeah, really good breaking ball. He had Campbell kind of jumping back on that one. He went a little bit sidearm with it and then had some break to it. Probably more of a sweeper than anything, based on the shape of that break.
The 0-1. Campbell swings and he pops it up. Shallow right field. Back goes Dernetti. In comes Lampy, and the right fielder will make the catch. And that will retire the side and finish off the threat from the Fightin' Phils here in the 7th. But Reading does score 2 runs. They did it on 3 hits. No errors, 2 men left. We'll head to the 8th. Fightin' Phils down by 1. It's 7-6. Back with the top half of the 8th inning. Fightin' Phils now trail at 7-6. New pitcher in for Reading. I'm going to tell you all about him. I'm going to take over in the play-by-play. It's Bob McCool.
All right, thank you very much, Jake. I was celebrating the fact that I got the higher lower right.
Good work, Bob.
John McMillan making his 22nd appearance of the season. He's 0-1 with a 5.09 earned run average, 23 innings, giving up only 15 hits, 27 strikeouts, 13 walks. He's also surrendered 4 home runs. So again, the shape of the game changing back a little bit as the Phils climb right back in after the 4 spot by Akron in the top half of the 7th. Phils counter with a 2 spot of their own in the bottom half. So we head to the 8th in a 7-6 ball game. 7 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Ducks. 6 runs, 10 hits, and an error for the Fightin' Phils. As Akron will send Jonah Advincula, Kyle Dernetti, and Guy Lipscomb to the plate here in this 8th inning. And the first pitch from McMillan to Advincula, who's 3 for 3 on the night. He's had a very productive night. He's stolen 3 bases. He scored 2 runs. And the 0-1 pitch to him. Started and stopped and hit the barrel of his bat. Advincula mad that it caught the barrel of his bat, trying to get out of the way of it, trying to stop his swing. And unfortunately for him, he's now in a no balls and 2 strike count. Oh, 2 pitch. Started and tried to stop, but he did not. He'll go around and it'll be a strikeout. Paul McIntosh has to throw down to Zach Arnold at first base, and John McMillan strikes out the first batter he faces here in the 8th inning. Out number 1 will bring up the 9-hole hitter Kyle Dernetti. He's had a good night as well. He is 2 for 3 with a couple of singles and an RBI and a run scored. Top of the order, and Guy Lipscomb in the on-deck circle for the Ducks. First pitch to Dernetti. He also starts and stops, and it's over for a called strike. So lots of indecision so far for Akron, facing John McMillan. And McMillan's 0-1 pitch. Swinging a full swing that time for Dernetti, but he comes up empty. So McMillan coming in, throwing strikes, and he's quickly ahead of Dernetti. No balls and 2 strikes. That's way outside, and Dernetti does not chase. So with his 2 hits tonight, Dernetti now 2 for 6 in the series. Didn't play in Tuesday's first game. Fightin won that one 11-9. Akron won last night in 10 innings, 6-4. 1-2 pitch into dirt to even a count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Both bullpens are quiet right now, which means Zach Jacobs will come back out and pitch the bottom half of the 8th for the Ducks. Two-two pitch from McMillan. It is just a bit high. It's 3-2. So he got him 0-2. Now is missed with 3 straight. And that's right there for a called strike 3. John McMillan comes back and gets that 3rd strike. And has struck out the first 2 batters here in the inning, and that'll bring up Guy Lipscomb. Chick-fil-A serving quality food has been their priority since day one. From chicken sandwiches and nuggets to their famous waffle fries, there's something for everyone at Chick-fil-A. Visit them at Broadcasting Square in Wyomissing, 5th Street Highway in Reading, or Exeter Commons in Exeter. Chick-fil-A, proud 2025 Fightin Phil's team feed partner. Lipscomb, a roller up the middle, backhanded by Eric Brito. Off-balance throw is in time to get Lipscomb. Fine play by Eric Brito to retire the Ducks in the 8th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. It's a 7-6 game in favor of Akron. Zach Jacobs back out for the RubberDucks. Zach Arnold due up, leading off for the Fightin Phils, to be followed by Bryson Ware and then Eric Brito. Before this inning gets underway, let's take a look at our Fightin Phils team leaders, presented by Pennsylvania Army National Guard. With his double back in inning number 1, Felix Reyes has the team lead in that category with 21. Of course, officially that's with the current members of this team, even though he's been in Lehigh Valley since before the 4th of July. Keaton Anthony, I think, probably still has that number. I think he was at 23 doubles when he went up to Lehigh Valley. But right now, it is Felix Reyes who has the lead in that category with his now 21 after his double back in inning number 1. Zach Arnold, first pitch to him from Jacobs is a ball. Arnold looking for his first hit of the night. Had a good night on Tuesday. Struggled last night, 0 for 3 tonight. Now 2 for 11 in the series. Had the big bases loaded double that gave the Phils their first lead back on Tuesday. Phils winning that ball game 11-9. 2-0 pitch to him is a indecisive swing. That's a swing and a miss. It's 2 balls and a strike.
Anthony had 21 at the time of his
so
call
there you
up.
go. So now Felix Reyes has tied him for team lead for a guy who's been gone for 2 months. 2-1 pitch. Lifts it foul and out of play. Now that's why we called him Mr. Doubles. As Keaton Anthony just racked him up gap to gap, and he didn't slow. The only thing that slowed down Keaton Anthony was a bit of an injury issue with Lehigh Valley, but he kept the pace up on the hitting side with the call-up. There's a swing and a miss, and Zach Arnold goes down swinging. 3rd straight time he has struck out tonight. Out number 1 here in the 8th. Brings Bryson Ware to the plate. Strikeout number 1 for Jacob since coming in. Ware 1 for 3 on the night. Had himself a, I guess we'd call it a Texas League single that just was a base hit that fell into a no man's land as nobody was able to call it and catch it between left, center, and short. 1 ball and no strikes now to Bryson Ware as Jacobs misses up and away for ball 1. Swing and a miss, and he's now 1 ball and 1 strike. Like Jacobs kind of pulled the string on that one a little bit. Ware thinking he was going to get fastball, got off speed. Misses way up and away. It's 2-1.
This was kind of that part of the lineup that flipped over to the top, and the bottom kind of set the table, and the top got the job done last inning.
2-1 pitch to Ware. It's there for called strike 2. Just catches the outside corner. Jacobs has to go fetch down the rosin bag that had come off the mound and was back on the infield grass. And now Ware will call timeout as well with 2 strikes. Bottom half of the 8th inning, Phil's trail by a run. Two pitches way outside. Count now full. Looking for a base runner. Put that tying run on the base paths. The 3-2 pitch is outside, and they've got that base runner as Bryson Ware works the walk.
Very good at bat there by Bryson Ware. Saw 6 pitches. Gets himself a walk. Brito doubled his last time up. See if we can get a big hit at a Brito again.
Just the 2nd walk surrendered by RubberDuck pitching tonight. So Ware at first. And the right-handed Eric Brito at the plate. Just finished the last inning with an excellent defensive play. Taking a base hit away from Guy Lipscomb. And the first pitch to Brito is a called strike on the outside corner. Ware with his lead off of first. Pickoff attempt, he dives back in without a problem. Again, Michael Jones coaching at 3rd tonight. Carl Ellison coaching at 1st. Jacobs comes to the plate 0-1. Brito started and stopped. Doesn't matter. I think they called it a swinging strike.
Yeah, it was not on the pitch. The pitch was outside. So Brian DeBrouwer said Brito went around, which he did not agree with. So Brito's going to take time out to recollect his thoughts here.
So now he's in an 0-2 hole. Long look from Jacobs. Now he delivers. Drives this one high and deep to left field. Back goes Lipscomb, and he'll run out of room. Eric Brito has put the Fightin Phils back up on top 8-7.
That was an absolute towering fly ball. It just got down to a point was it going to be fair or foul? And it actually stayed fair by a good pitch, 333 feet from Eric Brito. Another big swing for him tonight, and the Fightin' Phils have retaken the lead. What a game.
Eric Brito's first home run as a Fightin' Phil in 2025, his 4th and 5th RBI. Jake said a little while ago, the bottom of the order striking big for the Fightin' Phils. Brito started the rally in the 7th, and now he puts a punctuation mark on one here in the 8th. Phils are back up on top, and I would imagine we'll get some bullpen activity now for the Fightins to pitch the 9th, or no?
It doesn't look like it.
Looks like they're going to give John McMillan the chance.
He threw 10 last inning.
So that'll bring a pinch hitter in here for Cade Fergus. Nick Dunn is going to pinch hit for Cade Fergus. And the first pitch to left-hand hitting Nick Dunn is down low for a ball.
So if I had to guess, Ware goes back to the outfield. Brito goes to third, Dunn goes to second.
That makes sense. On Jake's lineup card, that is done. Let's see if Al Padrique agrees with him. It's 2 balls and no strikes now to Dunn.
I mean,
no, you're right.
Yeah,
it's
Felix
the right
Rice
move.
is your other outfielder, but he's your DH.
Yeah. 2-0 pitch. That's inside ball 3. Top of the order, and Aiden Miller in the on-deck circle. Phil's looking for a little add-on insurance here in this bottom of the 8th inning. Three-0. It's there for a called strike 1. Inside, ball 4. So Nick Dunn works the walk. That's how the Phils got this thing going, with a 1-out walk to Bryson Ware. And then the 2-run home run by Brito. And now Dunn is on board with a walk. So that'll bring up Aiden Miller. Miller 2 for 4 on the night, single and a double, and an RBI double back in the 5th. Well, when I gave the numbers for Jacobs when he came in, I did say that he had 54 innings. He has 47 strikeouts and 32 walks. So obviously the walks have hurt him in the past, and they've hurt him tonight. And Aiden Miller will try to make it hurt some more. First pitch to him, however, here is a called strike. Jacobs with a look back at Dunn at first. Miller high chopper down the third baseline, but foul. So he's quickly ahead of Aiden Miller, no balls and 2 strikes. 1 out here in this inning. 2 runs across. Phil's looking for some more damage. Double by Aiden Miller, his 18th of the season. The RBI, his 30th of 2025. Dunn takes a couple extra steps off the first base bag. Now maybe a half step back. And pickoff attempt, and Dunn back. Not really a very big lead for Nick Dunn. As I said, he started to take a lead, and actually took a little bit of a baby step back towards the bag. Jacobs certainly seems preoccupied with Dunn right now at first. Now comes to the plate. And a hard hopper towards short. Canal flips to second for 1. The relay is in time for the double play. Goes 6-4-3 on the twin killing. That will end the inning, but a good one for the Phils. They put 2 runs across. They did it on 1 hit. It was the home run by Brito. No errors and nobody left on base. We go to the top of the 9th. It's winning time in baseball town. Fightin' Phils lead at 8-7. Tonight's attendance at FirstEnergy Stadium is 6,623. Thanks to our friends at PSECU for presenting tonight's attendance. PSECU, proud to be one of the largest credit unions in Pennsylvania. Well, John McMillan is back out there to pitch this ninth inning, and as Jake said, the changes for the Phils. Nick Dunn now at second base. Eric Brito goes to third. And Bryson Ware will now go to right field, or back to right field to be more specific. Actually, he did not. Pineda is still in left. Excuse me, is still in right field. Bryson Ware's in left field. That's my mistake. Bryson, because Fergus was pinch hit for. So Pineda's still in right field, and Ware is now in left for the defensive changes. Anya Hanaus leads off here for the RubberDucks, to be followed by Alfonso Rosario and then Jacob Cozart. That's 2, 3, and 4 in the Akron lineup. The first pitch from McMillan is up high for a ball. 1-0 pitch, off-speed pitch, and he's way out in front. The count is 1-1. McMillan on the season has 1 save in 4 opportunities. Looking for a big one here for the Fightin' Phils. He obviously needs 3 outs. 1-1 pitch. Up high, it's 2-1. No problem for McMillan in the 8th inning. Couple of strikeouts and a ground out. It was a great play by Eric Brito on a slow roller up the middle to get that ground out, the 3rd out in the 8th. He's behind 2 balls and a strike to Hanau. Lifts this one foul and out of play. That quickly evens the count at 2-2. Hanau's been a problem in this series for the Fightins. He's 2 for 4 tonight and 5 for 13 in the series. Two-two pitch. Lined into left field. That's going to be another base hit. Ware quickly slides over to cut it off. Big turn for Hanau. He'll have to get back to first base. It's a great play by Bryson Ware because Hanau can run, and he had ideas of trying to turn that into a double and get himself into scoring position, but Bryson Ware with a sliding stop on his knees and quickly got up and got it back into the infield to make sure he got no more than a base hit out of it. But he is the tying run now at first base, and nobody out for Alfonso Rosario, who's been on base twice tonight without a hit. Safe on an error and scored a run, walked and scored a run. Also went on a double play and struck out. Big swing, no contact from Rosario. And that just misses outside. It's 1-1. Rosario promoted to Akron from Lake County on August the 5th. As a Rubber Duck, he's got 4 hits. 2 of them are home runs. One pitch. Swing and a miss. Comes up empty again. Went for it all there. No doubt about that. Rosario with a hefty, mighty uppercut to no avail. It's 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him chasing the off-speed pitch on the outer half, and Rosario goes down swinging. 3 strikeouts now for McMillan. 1 out here in the 9th. That'll bring up Jacob Cozart. Cozart's been on base twice tonight. The single and hit by a pitch. He's also driven in a run. So officially he's 1 for 3 tonight and 2 for 9 in this series with 2 RBIs. Left-handed hitter takes the first pitch on the inside corner for a called strike 1. Bullpens are quiet. It's John McMillan's game. Try to lock it down. Oh, 1. Just a bit low. It's 1-1. Pitch to the plate. There for strike two. McMillan's really done a nice job with the inside corner left-hand hitters, outside corner of the right-hand hitters, really kind of finding that spot. And so now Cozart will call time with a 1-ball and 2-strike count. Line down the right field line and a fair ball. And now is rounded second and headed for third. They're going to wave him home so Pineda can go and dig it out in the corner. We have a tie ball game. A line drive down the first base line for Jacob Cozart is a stand-up double and a tie game at 8. First extra base hit for Jacob Cozart as an Akron Rubber Duck. And his second RBI of the game, his third of the season since his promotion to Akron. Now it looks like we're going to get a pinch runner for Cozart at second base. Jake Fox is going to come in to run. Joe Lampe is now the hitter. So the 12th hit of the night for Akron is a game-tying double. Phil's not out of this yet. There's still only one out in the inning. Well, Jake had mentioned to me before he left the booth that the Fightins had not given up a lead, or were having the lead in the 8th inning. They had not surrendered the lead past the 8th inning. That is now over. So for the first time this season, with a lead through 8, the Phils give up that lead. 1 ball and no strikes now to Lampe. Way outside, it's 2-0. And now with that, some movement in the Phils bullpen. It's like Andrew Baker is up and getting loose. Baker just brought back up to the Fightins from Jersey Shore. 2 balls and no strikes, and now Lampe's going to call timeout. No action in the Akron bullpen, so it would appear that Jacobs is going to come back out again in the bottom of the 9th. That time McMillan catches the inside corner, so it's 2 balls and 1 strike now to Joe Lampe with a home run back in the 6th inning and a single back in the 2nd. So he's 2 for 3 on the night. He also walked, been on base 3 times tonight. 2-1 pitch. Down low, it's 3-1. Inside ball 4. McMillan thought it caught the inside corner. Can't say I disagree with him. Lampe jumped back as if it was way inside, but it really wasn't. Looks like it caught the inside corner, but it's ball 4. Now with 2 runners on, Al Padrique is going to make the walk to the mound. And it looks like John McMillan's night is over with. So McMillan with an opportunity to pick up a save. Instead, he's going to get the blown save for the 4th time this year. And there's the call right now. So Al Padrique makes the call to the bullpen. We'll take a timeout. Back at the Reading Fightin Phils Radio Network with more after this. Well, the Alvernia University call the bullpen will bring Andrew Baker in now for the Fightin' Phils. Cameron Barstad is the hitter. 2 on, 1 out. And first pitch swinging, Barstad fouls it straight back to the backstop. Ducks with a run across. They've tied the game up at 8-8 here in the ninth. Andrew Baker making his 5th appearance for the Fightin' Phils on the year. First appearance back with Reading after being sent down to Jersey Shore. Made 27 appearances for the Blue Claws and now brought back here to Reading as Barstad fouls another one back to the backstop. So in his time with Reading, the numbers for Baker were not great. 0-1 with 11.81 earned run average. Gave up 9 hits in 5 1/3 innings and 7 runs, 8 strikeouts and 2 walks. But he put up some good numbers with the Blue Claws in his 27 appearances. 34 innings, 33 hits. Struck out 43, walked just 13. He's ahead of Barstad, no balls and 2 strikes. And Barstad lifts this one to left field. Ware is right there, barely has to move for out number 2. So that'll bring up Tyrese Turner. A big spot here for Baker to try to get out of this and give the Phils a chance to try and win it in the bottom of the ninth. Reading will have 2, 3, and 4 due up in the ninth. That's Pineda, Reyes, and McIntosh. Baker trying to keep it where it's at right now. Tied at 8, 2 on, 2 out in the top of the ninth. First pitch to Turner is outside for a ball. Turner, switch hitter, batting left-handed against Baker. And now time is called by the home plate umpire, Brian DeBrouwer, and Paul McIntosh looks like to bring the trainer out. I don't know if the checking on McIntosh, I don't know if he got hit the hand or the arm, elbow. Sure, it looked like they were looking at the right side, right arm of Paul McIntosh. He's kind of flexing that right-handed wrist. I don't know if a foul tip got him or the bat hit him. Just getting him some water right now. Maybe the heat's just getting him. Certainly see that. A couple of glasses of water for McIntosh. Just get some hydration in him. It's a hot night, big dude, all that equipment on in a long inning right now. Not to mention he's had a big night with the bat. Couple 2 home runs on the night, plus a base hit. So it's been a busy and long night right now for Paul McIntosh. So may have just had a little bit of wooziness, so they get some water in him. He's all right, back to work. 1 ball and no strikes to Turner. Fouls it straight back, it's 1-1. Very surprised that Akron has not opted to get another pitcher up in the bullpen, so it's going to be Jacobs back out there. He's pitched an inning and a third so far, and he's thrown 27 pitches. 1-1 pitch. Joss misses. It's 2-1. Two-one pitch is way inside. It's 3-1. Just checking the numbers for Jacobs. He has started 2 games on the season, so obviously he has the ability to go with a little bit more length than your normal relief pitcher who, giving you an inning and a third over the course of 2 innings, his night would be over with. This one squirted on the left side and threw for a base hit. They're going to wave the runner around, up with the throw to the plate. Bryson Ware, it's late, and the RubberDucks will take the lead. RBI single for Tyrese Turner as Cozart comes across with the run. Jake Fox comes across. He was the pinch runner. Fox scores. Turner RBI single for him. His 28th RBI of the season And Akron now takes a 9-8 lead. The seesaw back and forth continues here at FirstEnergy Stadium. Still first and second and 2 outs. Lampe now at second base with Turner at first and Jonah Advincula at the plate. He's 3 for 4 on the night, and the first pitch to him is over for a called strike. Turner didn't hit it hard, but he hit it in the perfect place. The left-hand hitter just slapped it the other way between short and third. And because it was not hit that hard, it made sure that Fox could score. As Advincula fouls another one back to the backstop, and Baker ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. So the Phils got the 2-run home run from Eric Brito, the bottom half of the 8th inning, to give them an 8-7 lead, but Akron's come right back and taking it back here in the top of the 9th. Baker misses outside. It's 1-2. So the Phils have another rally in them. One, two. Checked his swing and fouled it. Stays alive. If you missed it, the Philadelphia Phillies lost tonight in Game 1 of a 4-game series to the Washington Nationals. 3-2 the final score in that one. So the Phillies have now lost 3 straight. Baker comes back to the plate, 1-2. Runners take off. Pitch is lifted down the left field line. Going to be a long run for Ware in foul territory. Just could not quite get there. Bryson Ware was running out of room and trying to put on the brakes and trying to make the catch all at the same time, and he just could not haul it in. So both runners have to go back. Advincula back to the plate. The count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lifts another one down the third base line. Ware won't bother with this one. It's going to find its way to the grandstands. By the way, the good news is the Mets continue their troubles. The Atlanta Braves beat New York tonight in New York by a final score of 4-3. So the Phils' loss doesn't cost them any ground in the National League East as the Mets lose again. 1-2 pitch. Lifts this one in the left field. This time it's in fair territory, not very deep. And Ware will call off Miller. Did he make the catch? He did. Bryson Ware with a sliding catch just plucks it off the ground for the third and final out. And the 9th inning finally comes to an end, but not before the RubberDucks reverse the score. They put 2 runs across in the 9th. They did it on 3 hits. There were no errors and 2 men left. We head to the bottom of the 9th. Phils will try and rally. They're down a run. It's 9-8 Akron. Well, we head to the bottom of about the ninth inning, and Zach Jacobs is back out there for the RubberDucks. He will face Leandro Pineda, Felix Reyes, and Paul McIntosh for the Fightin' Phils, who need 1 to tie and 2 to win it. Pineda came on for Carson DiMartini, batted in the 7th inning and was hit by a pitch. And the first pitch from Jacobs is there for a called strike. So Leandro Pineda in his last 4 plate appearances has walked, hit by a pitch, walked, and hit by a pitch. This one's up and in. It's 1-1. He was 0 for 0 last night, on base 4 times, without an at-bat, without a hit. 3 walks and a hit by pitch. 1 at-bat tonight, hit by a pitch. That's way inside. It's 2-1. And that's what the Phils are looking for. They want a base runner with Reyes and McIntosh due up behind him. 2-1. Fouled straight back. Evens the count at 2-2. Now Pineda was in the box. Jacobs was on the rubber, ready to go, and Pineda was not quite set, so he calls time. On the ground towards second. Backhanded by Bernetti, and he'll make the play to first in plenty of time for out number 1. So here comes Felix Reyes. Reyes 2 for 4 on the night. Doubled and scored in the first, singled and scored in the 7th. He also drove in a run with that RB single in the 7th inning. So 2 for 4, 2 runs scored and an RBI. 4 for 12 now in the series. And the first pitch to him was in the outside corner for a called strike. Well, I was curious about Paul McIntosh. Remember in the last inning, McIntosh came and got the trainer, got a little water in him, feeling maybe a little woozy from the heat, and he is no longer in the on-deck circle. Lou Albrecht, who has not yet appeared for the Fightin' Phils, is in the on-deck circle, the backup catcher. 1 ball and 1 strike to Reyes. In the dirt, it's 2-1. So I kind of thought that might be the case with McIntosh. When he was having a little bit of trouble with the heat back in that top half of the 9th inning, that whether or not he'd be okay to hit in the bottom half. It looks like that's not the case. Reyes, big cut, no contact. It's 2-2. So now Reyes will call time. And fouls another one back. Approaching 3 hours again in this game. All 3 games so far have been high scoring and long games in this series. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Felix Reyes. Lifts this one down the first base line, but slicing foul. Jacobs gets a new ball, didn't like that one, now throws that one out. Jacobs, 23-year-old from Pomona, California, winds and delivers. Reyes drives one deep to left center field, back to the wall and off the base of the fence. Reyes rumbling towards second base, and he'll slide in with yet another double. Felix Reyes with his second double of the night, his 22nd of the year. And the Fightin Phils have the tying run in scoring position with 1 out. A hitting machine, Felix Reyes strikes again. So here comes the unfortunate part for the Phils and Paul McIntosh with him having to be taken out. Lou Albrecht now will bat. Albrecht does have 2 at-bats as a Fightin Phil without a hit. As Reyes takes his lead off of second. Again, he represents the tying run. Albrecht beats this one foul down to third baseline. Dylan Campbell in the on-deck circle to follow Albrecht. So Felix Reyes now takes over the team RBI, the team double lead. As we said, he had been tied with Keaton Anthony, but with his 2 doubles tonight, he now is the doubles leader for the Fightins in 2025 with 22. No balls and a strike to Albrecht. That's there for strike 2. Albrecht back in the batter's box. Jacobs from the stretch. Takes a peek and delivers. Way outside. It's 1-2. Fireworks to follow this one. Fireworks to follow tomorrow night on a Fiesta Friday here at the ballpark. And then Saturday, it's a Mega Blast Fireworks with the classic Harley motorcycle parade prior to the game. 1-2 pitch to Albrecht. Way outside, it's 2-2. And of course, don't forget to finish off the series on Sunday, 5:15 first pitch. The Philly Fanatic will be back in town. Two balls and 2 strikes to Lou Albrecht. Fouls this one away. A very late swing. Fouls it out of play. Jacobs having trouble finding a baseball that he likes. He's tossed a couple of them aside. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Albrecht could not catch up to it. And the Phils are down to their final out. Second strikeout for Jacobs. And he's in a position to get the win here if he can get one more out with Dylan Campbell to walking to the plate. Campbell on the night, 1 for 4 with a single back in the first. Up and away, ball 1. Jake Fox has come in to play center field, by the way, after coming in as a pinch runner. And Barstad, who was the DH, goes to the catch. And that's a breaking ball that's over for a called strike. So if the Phils would tie this game up and send it to extra innings, the Ducks would have lost their DH. Barstad was the DH and is now behind the plate because they pinch ran for Cozart. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Phil's now down to their final strike. Felix Reyes, the tying run at second base. 2 outs and 1 ball and 2 strikes to count on Dylan Campbell. Pickoff attempt. Reyes dives back in as Dernetti kind of try to sneak in behind him and then almost fell over the top of Big Felix, trying to get back up. Both of them smiling in their awkwardness of trying to keep from falling over the top of each other. Reyes trying to get as good of a lead and as big of a jump as he can, hoping that Dylan Campbell can find green grass. Lifts this one high, shallow left field down the line. Drifting over is Lipscomb right on the line in fair territory. Will squeeze it for the third and final out. And the Akron RubberDucks, with the comeback in the top of the ninth inning, are going to win the ball game for the Phils in the bottom half of the ninth. No runs, one hit, no errors, and the tying run left on base. The final score, Akron 9, Reading 8. We'll take a timeout. Back in the Reading Fightin' Phils Radio Network with our White Star Travel postgame show right after this. Tonight's postgame show is presented by White Star Travel, the official group sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils. Visit whitestartours.com for more information. Well, another slugfest in baseball town between the Akron RubberDucks and the Reading Fightin' Phils, and it's Akron that comes out on top by a final score of 9-8. It did not start out that way, although the Phils jumped on top early in this ballgame. Rodney Boone, the left-hander for the RubberDucks, as to Benzon Jimenez on the mound, the right-hander for the Fightin' Phils, but it was Paul McIntosh who got the scoring started for the Fightin' Phils with a 2-run home run following the double from Felix Reyes. The 7th home run of the year for McIntosh, his 30th and 31st RBI, and the Phils led it 2-0 before Akron was able to get one back in the third inning. Jonah Advincula got it all pretty much most of it by himself. He singled, he stole second, he stole third, and then came across on the base hit from Kyle Dernetti to make it a 2-1 game. The Ducks tied it up at 2 apiece thanks to a fielding mistake by the Fightin' Phils. Carson DiMartini with a throwing error that allowed Alfonso Rosario to get on base to lead the inning. And he went to second base on that throwing error. Jacob Cozart followed it with a base hit to make it a tied ball game at 2-2. Phils got it right back into their favor in the 5th on an RBI double from Aiden Miller to make it a 3-2 game. But Akron, as we're sensing the theme, came right back in the 6th to tie it up on a solo home run from Joe Lampe. For Lampe, his 7th home run of the year, his 47th RBI of the year. And we were tied again, this time at 3-3. But the Phils did it again with some separation. Paul McIntosh led off the bottom half of the 6th for the Phils with another home run, his 2nd of the night, his 8th of the season. And with the RBI now 32 on the season, and the Phils are back up on top 4-3. Akron, however, took advantage of some problems for the Fightin' Phils in the 7th inning, as Jimenez got himself in a little bit of trouble to start the inning. The inning was started with an Advincula single. Then Dernetti followed that up with a single. And after Guy Lipscomb struck out for the 2nd out of the inning, They try to get one more batter out of Hanau and see if he out of Jimenez and see if he can get out of the inning. But Angel Hanau singled to bring in both Advincula and Dernetti. And the Ducks were not done. Gunnar Mayer was brought out of the bullpen, and he had a ton of troubles. He walked the first batter he faced, hit the next one, walked the next one after that, and then hit a batter. The fourth one, the final hit batter brought in a run. And before Mayer was finally able to get out of the inning, when it was all said and done, the Ducks had put 4 runs across, and they had taken a 7-4 lead. But the Fightin' Phils came back with some more in the 7th. It was started with a double by Eric Brito to lead off the inning. After a couple of outs, Leandro Pineda was hit by a pitch to put 2 on for Felix Reyes. He singled to the right side to bring home Eric Brito. And then Paul McIntosh singled to bring on Pineda. And with that, the Phils were within a run at 7-6. John McMillan came on to pitch a clean 8th inning. And the Phils to the plate in the bottom of the 8th, trailing by 2. After Zach Arnold struck out to lead off the inning, Bryson Ware walked, and that brought up Eric Brito to the plate. He had a high, towering drive to left field for a 2-run home run, his first as a Fightin' Phil, his 4th and 5th RBI of the year, and the Phils had taken the lead at 8-7 on the comeback. However, McMillan came back out for the 9th inning and ran into some troubles. Hanau again starting the damage with a leadoff single. After Rosario struck out, Jacob Cozart lined one down the first base line for a double that allowed Hanau to come all the way around to score. Jake Fox pinch ran for Cozart, and after a walk to Joe Lampe, McMillan's night was done. And on came Andrew Baker. He got the first batter he faced in Cameron Barstead, but then Tyrese Turner slapped a single the other way that brought home Jake Fox to put the Ducks back up on top 9-8. Felix Reyes with a double in the 9th inning to give the Phils a chance as the tying run. But unfortunately, the Phils could not get that run across as Lou Albrecht struck out and Dylan Campbell flew out to center field to bring the game to a conclusion. And Akron wins it by a final score of 9-8. Zach Jacobs works 2+ innings to get the win. He's now 2-2. John McMillan takes the loss. He is 0-2. Time of the game, 2 hours and 59 minutes as Akron wins it 9-8. 9 runs on 13 hits, no errors, and 8 men left on base for Akron. 8 runs on 12 hits, 1 error, and 6 left on base for the Fightin' Phils. Tonight's game played in front of 6,623. A lot of them sticking around waiting for the fireworks show to come in a matter of a couple of minutes. And don't forget, fireworks again tomorrow night and a mega blast on Saturday night, Fanatic on Sunday. So still a lot of baseball left between the Phils and the RubberDucks throughout the weekend. The first 3 games have been sure as heck exciting and plenty of offense, including tonight. Game 1 went to the Fightin' Phils 11-9. Last night goes to Akron in 10 innings, 6-4. And tonight, the back-and-forth affair goes to the Ducks 9-8. They take a 2-1 lead in the series, and they are now back at the 500 mark on the second half of the year at 21-21. The Phils with a loss fall to 19-23. That will do it for our broadcast. Again, thanks to the manager, Al Padrique, for spending some time with Jake Starr on our pregame show. And hope you'll tune us in again tomorrow night. 7 o'clock is first pitch here at FirstEnergy Stadium. 6:45 will be our pregame showtime here on the Fightin' Phils Radio Network and our flagship 830WEU.com. For my broadcast partner, Jake Starr, my name is Bob McCool. Thanks for listening, everyone. Hope you'll do it again tomorrow night. And as always, we hope to see you here real soon at FirstEnergy Stadium. From Baseball Town, have a great night, everyone. Akron wins it. Final score, 9-8.